What's up, everybody? Welcome to IGN's live pre-show coverage of the PlayStation Experience.
We planned that intro real well.
Yeah,
really
we have
good.
that one. We've done this a few times. I'm Dan Hatfield. I'm joined by my good friends Brian Altano, Max Scoville, Marty Sleva, and just about 30 minutes, the second PlayStation Experience keynote will kick off here in San Francisco.
Ooh, doggy.
And we're here to talk about everything we think might be revealed, everything we hope will be revealed. Yeah. This show was really fun last year. So I have high hopes.
It was in Vegas last year.
It was in Vegas last year, and now it's in our hometown.
This was easy. I took a cab to work.
Yeah, this is really easy to cover.
It's kind of surreal. It's like being in school after hours. There's no one here.
Yeah, and it was crazy. I walked by Moscone Center late last night, and there was already a massive line for the keynote.
Really?
Yeah, people are like a huge line. Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
It was great.
Now, what was revealed at PSX last year? Do we remember anything big that was shown off?
Because there was a big, lengthy demo of Uncharted 4.
Yeah, that was the first big single-player demo. We had Drawn to Death. We had the Final Fantasy VII sort of meme thing.
The port of the PC version.
The logo reveal.
Yeah, of not the remake though, of just the PC version.
Just a logo they had.
Yeah, and then a ton of cool indies.
Right-click saved.
Yeah, so it seemed like they were kind of trying something out last year. This year, it's PlayStation 4 is kicking ass, so it's a pretty good time.
They don't need to do anything that is.
So like, we got some new hats coming out for NAC something, I don't know.
Do you guys remember like press conferences at E3 during the PS2 era? They would just come out and be like, "We are awesome. Here's our sales numbers. These are huge pie charts in which we dominate."
Yeah. Some information was leaking out earlier this week, and so I think Sony just decided to just go ahead and release the information ahead of time. That information is on PlayStation 2 backward compatibility. For the PS4.
Yeah, it's really interesting. So it's not like the Microsoft approach. So it's not, if you bought these games and they're on your account, you can play them. They are actually reworked games, and they're either $10 or $15, but it's stuff like the GTA 3 trilogy. It's $15, but they have trophy support, and they are
for each one.
Oh wow!
And then cool games like Mark of the Cree and Dark Cloud and sort of fan favorites.
The full list of 8 games will be available today, and they include Dark Cloud, GTA 3, Vice City, San Andreas, Rogue Galaxy, Mark of Cree, Twisted Metal Black, and War of the Monsters. Yeah, we're seeing Parappa here. Parappa is one of the coming soon games.
Yes,
he's on his way. This is an interesting approach. I don't know if I would directly call it backwards compatibility. It's basically just
it's
PS2 classics.
It's like you can buy these again, and they've been upscaled.
It's sort of the price is sort of high. Like I don't know, like
it's
$15 for a game from 14 years ago seems a bit much.
Yeah,
depends how much you like trophies,
Yeah, but it's tough because for $15 now you can get some actual PS4 amazing games.
Well, I was looking at something like Rare Replay, which is $30 for 30 games. So it comes out to $1 a game. And now, given that when that was released, we were like, this is a steal. And not all of those games are fantastic, but there's some really good ones in there. But I think $15 a game, a little steep, but on the same page, like it's kind of awesome to have those digitally archived on your PS4, sitting there with everything else. So we'll see.
I remember when backward compatibility went live for the Xbox One, you could just go to the store and then all of a sudden your entire library was just ready to download. So it's a little unfortunate that it doesn't work that way.
Really disingenuous to call this backwards compatibility, but it's still cool.
It is very cool.
Yeah, these are basically entirely new SKUs. So even if you bought these old games, even digitally a few years ago, you don't have access to them again. So kind of sucks, but...
8 games available today via the PlayStation Store. Coming soon includes Parappa 2 and King of Fighters 2000.
Oh man!
Yeah.
Well, I haven't played the first 1999.
Well, you better get going before, because that game's coming soon. Marty.
Oh jeez!
You got to catch up to the storyline in King of Fighters 2015. You have 15 years of stories to catch up.
All the fighters have to go get jobs. Finally, start paying off their student loans. Exciting.
You mentioned trophies. Trophies have been added to all these games, and then speaking of trophies, the trophy list for Final Fantasy VII, the port of the PC version, leaked out this week.
Yeah, to me, I have a feeling that's just going to be available very soon. I think that's going to be an announcement during the conference. It's like, here's a cool trailer for it, and it's live. Go download it.
You predicted on Podcast Beyond it would be one of those, this is available right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And Sony's done that before at E3 2014 with Entwined. And so they definitely have a history of that. And I think it would be a cool thing, especially since we're a year off of, a year from the day they announced it.
And we should point out, the footage we're seeing here is the trailer for the Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yes.
That was unveiled at E3, and we haven't seen anything on this game since then.
Yeah.
We've talked a lot about how we all think this game is pretty far off. Is there any chance we could see this today?
I mean, so Square currently has this sort of three-pronged approach. They have Kingdom Hearts, they have Final Fantasy 15, and now they have Final Fantasy 7. Yeah. And I feel like when you run at events, you don't know which one they're going to fire off.
They're like those raptors in Jurassic World. They're kind of flanking us with it. We're not sure where any of them are.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be willing to bet Square has this long history with Sony. I think we're going to see one of those 3 games. So whether it's maybe new Final Fantasy 15 footage or maybe a new world from Kingdom Hearts, but I'd be willing to bet Square's in some capacity at the conference.
And I mean, they proved with the FF7 remake that they can definitely surprise us still. So,
There are several big games that are not PlayStation exclusives, but have sort of aligned themselves with PlayStation. Games like Destiny.
Yeah.
The Taken King came out not too long ago.
Yeah, September.
That's a game that there seems to be always new content coming out for. Is today a day to announce something new for Destiny?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I think that partnership is one of the strongest third-party partnerships Sony has going for them, and Destiny is, I mean, in our office and on IGN, it's one of the biggest games.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I could definitely see something. I don't think it's going to be something of the scale of like Taken King, or like we're not going to see Destiny 2 or anything, but I don't know, maybe a new raid or some new class, or I don't know a lot about Destiny, so I don't know what those words mean.
Yeah, I've sort of picked up anecdotally from the people in the office who are into that every time there's even the slightest, tiniest content drop, it's like all hands on deck to get back to that. So drop everything you're playing and get back to Destiny, which I think is smart. You know, that's creating this universe that makes you want to constantly return to it. You can play with your friends, which is awesome. It's Max and I were talking about this on Up at Noon the other day, but it's kind of interesting how this generation, a lot of the shooter demographic has shifted entirely over to Xbox. Now, I mean to PS4. Obviously, people are playing it on PC and Xbox and stuff like that. But between this and Battlefront and Call of Duty and all these other games kind of aligning with the PlayStation franchise, it's been really cool to kind of watch this massive shift of people move their shooting preferences over to PS4.
Multiplayer, I mean, people go where the install base is for multiplayer games.
Yeah, because you want to play with the most people.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah.
Makes sense. What about Call of Duty Black Ops 3?
Yeah.
We know that PS4 gets all the DLC first.
Yeah.
I don't think any DLC has been announced yet.
No, so I mean, I could totally imagine seeing whatever the first, whether it's a map pack or just something weird, because God, the zombies mode in Black Ops 3 is the weirdest.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get a little Jeff Goldblum on stage.
That'd be great. That's a high hope right there.
He's wearing a button-up shirt, but he's only got the bottom 2 buttons, and so he's got a lot of chest going.
I like how you mentioned Jeff Goldblum, and all of us just started stuttering.
I mean, the model for Black Ops 3, it's everyone's kind of got these different operators, right? It was kind of almost a hero shooter model. I mean, that makes itself very like, if they're going to be like, hey, here's a new character in the game, like here's a new person you can play as. That
or sort of take the, like, here's a character you can play as who's like an actual, like, fictional character. Like, there's someone from Predator or someone from Rambo or something. I think the only guy from Rambo is Rambo.
Yeah.
Have they done Bruce Willis yet?
Well, there's the one.
I want Bruce Willis.
The evil Russian guy. And,
you can play as Rambo's buddy, evil Russian dude.
Yeah.
Man, on that Rambo TV show, it involves him and his son, and I want to know, who did he have a kid with?
Rambo TV show?
Yeah, this is the thing.
The cartoon.
You can read about it on IGN.com. It involves Rambo and his son.
Wait, is this a new show?
Yeah.
I like to think it's kind of
on Fox. It's coming to Fox.
Wait. There's a new show?
Yes.
Good Lord, what is wrong with everything? I thought you meant the old cartoon that was really inappropriate.
This is a new one.
Yeah, okay, so PlayStation.
And you can watch it on your PS4. Not even exclusively. That's just a thing you could probably do somehow.
Star Wars Battlefront.
Yeah.
It's a real fun video game.
Yo, so that game or that movie comes out in 12 days.
Who's counting?
Wow.
That's exciting.
No one's counting.
Yeah, it seems like a pretty good time if they're trying to build some hype for The Force Awakens to announce something related to that. The Battle of Jakku stuff, it goes up for everybody
on Tuesday.
On Tuesday.
Yeah, just a few days.
Yeah.
Max and I are playing it already. It's so much fun.
We pre-ordered that game. Sorry, but no, like that's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I maybe I'm going out on a limb here, but like there's this hashtag that's been thrown around for Star Wars stuff, which is Finn Awakens, and it does one of those cute little
Finn Awakens.
Yeah, it's Finn from The Force Awakens, and it's got a little emoji of him, and John Boyega's been tweeting it out and being like, haha, the Finn Awakens. Literally, I just woke up, haha, guys. But like, that would kind of seem like a reasonable thing to take advantage of. Maybe they're like, hey, Finn is a hero.
PlayStation aligned really hard with Battlefront this year, to the point where it was almost an exclusive with a lot of stuff. They had an exclusive console with Darth Vader on it. The Stormtroopers front and center, or actually he's on the left, on their big banner and all of their marketing for PlayStation Experience. He's one of the 5 titular heroes of that banner. That's not how you use that word. So I'm with Max. I think we're going to get some Force Awakens stuff today. We've been geeking out about what they can, about possible heroes, and I'd love to see Kylo Ren and possibly Finn show up and do battle against Boba Fett and maybe throw in some Chewbacca in there to get some Wookiee action. A Chewbacca.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I really, really love this game. It got kind of hated on prematurely because people said it was light on content. I've been playing it for 30 hours. That's what my clock says right now. Which means that I'm not bored of it anytime soon. So any new sort of thing, the way I talked about Destiny earlier, where people are like, there's a new thing, I got to run and go play it. That's how I am with this game. I pre-ordered the season pass. It's awesome. It's totally Star Wars, and I can't wait to see what they add to it.
I think that it's...
She just knocked out 2 stormtroopers at once.
Yeah.
That was great. I've never
Princess
done that.
Leia's a beast. But yeah,
Don't call her that.
I'm sorry.
It's General Leia.
No, everybody, it's the Emperor.
Stop it, Brian. Stop that. No, I think the comparison...
Look at this dirty man running around.
Stop doing it. We're trying to talk. We can see it. He's
in the woods. He's killing all these bad guys.
He's like a weird old puppet.
I'm hiding behind a tree.
All right. I was going to say the Destiny comparison is really good because when Destiny came out, there really wasn't a lot there. There was stuff there. We were all excited about it, and then we got it, and we're like, And I think that like the Taken King came out, and everyone's like, this is what we wanted, and I think it's entirely like reasonable to be like Battlefront's going to be the same deal.
Yeah, it's going to be a while before we get that, whatever Star Wars 1313 single player Star Wars thing becomes or became. Whatever that is, it feels like it's a long time off. So I think Star Wars Battlefront is going to be the place to play Star Wars, like kind of front and center for the next year or two. We've got Rogue One next year, so I think this is going to be, it's going to keep growing and evolving.
Let's talk about the biggest PS4 exclusive, Uncharted 4.
Yeah.
It's out March 18th. The multiplayer beta is ongoing right now.
Yeah, we got to jump into that yesterday. I'm assuming they're going to have a bunch of multiplayer stations set up on the PSX show floor. People are going to get an idea of what they make of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm wondering if we're going to see another single-player demo. I wonder if they want to show more.
Yeah.
I also still think the game's going to get delayed, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, I think the game's going to slip.
Well, you were right about Tomb Raider getting delayed, so...
That's true. That was not a 2015 game, so I nailed that one. I'm not great at those predictions, guys. I mean, I think seeing a single-player demo... This conference can't exist without mentioning Uncharted in some capacity.
Yeah.
Like, that just sort of can't happen. So I
That's
don't know
true.
whether it's Neil.
We also know the cast is here.
Also the Uncharted movie that we've heard on and off about for 5 years at this point.
I mean, then there's also the like super not going to happen, but they come out and say something about The Last of Us 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was that
There's
quote.
uncarded Nathan Drake Racing, which is gonna that's
uncarded.
Uncarded, yeah.
There was that quote from somebody at Naughty Dog in an interview, kind of flippantly. It was just like, yeah, when we were working on the first Last of Us game, and people were like, what?
I mean, it's
Confirmed.
that's like the worst secret in games is that there's of course there's going to be a sequel.
I totally think it's a valid prediction. I personally don't want to see a continuation of the story from of the characters of the first one. I'd like to see something else in the world. The way like sort of Fear the Walking Dead picked up the pen and dropped it somewhere on the map. There's so much that can go on there. So I'd like to see maybe 5 years later with the people on a completely different coast or whatever it is. So.
I hope it's called The Last of Us 2. You haven't seen The Last of Us.
There are still some of us left. Even less of us.
Even more of us.
That's the prequel.
Street Fighter V is a PlayStation console exclusive, and they've been sort of revealing characters slowly over time. Then there's a Capcom event on Sunday.
Yeah, the Capcom Cup.
Yeah,
that's a big event on
big
Sunday.
fighting tournament. So maybe time to announce another.
Yeah, we still have one more unannounced launch character for Street Fighter V, and I think it's a pretty safe bet to say we'll see that. Whether it's during the conference or maybe they're going to do it like during the Cup, like during the finals, they'll show it. And whether it's going to be, people keep assuming at some point Blanca's going to be in this game because he was one of the original 8 characters and because Ono is always wearing a cool Blanca shirt. So maybe we'll see Blanca. He's that green boy who's got electricity.
He's a real funny guy.
Yeah.
Hey, what is going on in this train station, by the way?
You live in San Francisco. This should be normal at this point.
Yeah.
There's like 2 bands, right? There's a guy with the electric
It's,
guitar
yeah,
and
but
a marching band.
But the band guys look like those guys in London who are not allowed to like to do any of the things that they're doing right here.
Yeah.
But they're all totally okay with this this superhero throwdown going on over here. I love it.
Interpretive mugging is what happened. Oh boy, they don't even show that in the American version, do they?
I almost wore that to work today.
Stop talking about that.
Speaking of fighting games, Tekken 7. So the last time PlayStation had a press conference was at Paris Games Week. And they announced Tekken 7 is coming to PS4 and to PlayStation VR.
Yeah, which is really interesting. That second part's really interesting to me because I think that's going to be a major part of the conference is VR. And I mean, we're getting to a point where there's not a whole lot of shows left until the point where this is supposed to be out to the public.
Right.
So we have this and we have CES. And
Yeah.
then, is this supposed to be out before E3? So I don't know. I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of sort of like Tekken. We're going to see a lot of established franchises show us VR things. Whether it's like this game is coming exclusively to VR or here's a cool Uncharted VR thing.
Yeah, I think when you start stacking up the cards and you look at something like PlayStation VR, which I assume is going to be pretty expensive, using it predominantly to play kind of first-person experience-driven games is going to be cool. But if you sort of pad the library out a little bit with stuff like Tekken and other third-person things that historically you wouldn't think about for using VR, I think it just makes the entire product look better. I don't think they want to launch this thing with like 3 or 4 games. If they can throw 20 things at it, even if they don't make the most sense, just do it. That's how console launches work, you know?
Ladies and gentlemen, we're about 15 minutes away from the start of Sony's keynote at the PlayStation Experience 2015. Stick around, we'll watch the show all together, and then stick around after the show for our post-show.
That's when we all hang our heads in shame at everything we were wrong about and are excited about all the things we were surprised by.
At PSX last year, Sony confirmed that the next God of War is in development. They didn't, reveal a title or any details about it, but they let us know it is in development.
Yeah, Corey Barlog, who is one of the
bosses in God of War.
one of the bosses.
He's that guy that Gandalf fights, right?
This is happening again. The same bit happened on Beyond, and neither of you were there.
They're confirming him for Street Fighter V, right?
Yeah, he let it. It's sort of just he left Sony Santa Monica and then came back and sort of just offhandedly mentioned that it's in development, which isn't a surprise because that's one of, aside from Gran Turismo, that was the best-selling franchise on PS3 and PS2.
What about those lady feet?
What about those lady feet? Yeah, well, the lady feet we know is a different.
That's a sentence I said at work.
Lady feet is a different game. We'll get to that, but I really do think that God of War 4 or whatever it is will be sort of the and one more thing. I think that'll be and one last thing. I think that's how the conference is going to end. Is we're going to see whether it's a CG trailer or actual gameplay. I feel like it's time to they've been working on that for quite a while. Ascension came out a couple years ago and was not the game people wanted.
It was that was kind of a. That was a prequel, right?
It was a prequel,
but it wasn't really
multiplayer.
Yeah, it had a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, but you look at this, I'm like, yes, I can imagine this scale insanity on a PS4.
Yeah. Do we want to? Do we think this is going to be like a reboot or a redesign or any kind of like?
Yeah, is it God of War 4?
Is it going to be like new, or is it going to be more?
We predicted the other day that it's called Goddess of War and it stars Karen.
Okay, so I really like
saying that right here.
As soon as he said Goddess of War, we were all on board, and then he said her name is Karen. And I was like, all right, well, you lost us.
She worked in HR. She got really mad.
I was going that exact same direction.
Karen's a good name for an HR lady.
Yeah. I also said I would love to see a God of War that tackles a different mythology, like a Norse. Norse God of War.
That would be
kind of in the way they handle Assassin's Creed. It was just sort of like dropping somewhere else on the map. I love that a lot.
Yeah. So I think we'll see something.
Well, God of War is made down at Sony Santa Monica, but Sony Santa Monica also has was it an incubator? Would you call it?
Yeah, that's where
they're raising baby chicks down there.
It's called XDev, and they sort of provide workspace and support and stuff like Journey and Unfinished Swan came out of there.
And then they recently announced a new game called Bound.
Yeah, which is confusing because we also have a game called Boundless.
Boundless.
Yeah, and then Bound More is coming.
Bound was also a Pixar
No
short.
way.
Okay. Boundborn, Bound Blood. But Bound is by the Plastic, who are the developers of Datura. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Remind us
it was a
what
move game.
Datura was.
It was a move game, and it was probably the most interesting move game. And by that I mean the only interesting move game. And it had a ton of flaws, but it was just really cool and really out there. And you see this, and you're like, I don't know what this is, but I like it.
It's a ballerina game.
It's a ballerina. They actually had like an actual ballerina. It's sort of, it seems like it's a platformer, but it's really steeped in narrative and weird world design.
It's really gorgeous.
It's super gorgeous. Looks cool. Yeah,
it was just announced this week, so maybe they'll show something about that on the show. Now, this game that we've seen 2 times now at Gamescom 2014 and then at Paris Games Week this year is Wild.
Yes.
And that game looks awesome.
Yeah. It's the Michel Ancel, the creator of Beyond Good and Evil and Rayman. He's still, in theory, at Ubisoft, but this is with a different company called Wild Sheep.
Yes.
Which is, I don't know how that works, but Wild looks awesome.
Yeah.
Look at, he's riding a bear.
It's all you need to show, and I'm like, okay.
You can ride a bear.
Yeah.
Play that game.
Pre-order.
Yeah. The Paris demo was awesome. That was probably one of our favorite demos of the show, and so I would love to see more of this.
Yeah, the Paris demo was one of those moments where I went from being like cautiously optimistic on this game to 100% in. Watching this character interact with different animals in the world and using them to fight against cannibals. Like he uses this rabbit, and then there's a wolf and a snake, and then there's a bunch of guys sitting around a campfire, and then all these animals go and fight them. Yeah. Like, I'm totally in.
Yeah.
Is that he's swimming?
The rabbit can swim.
Is that a thing?
You ever see Watership Down?
Yeah, the Watership went down. That didn't work out so hot for those bunnies.
I like how this game has magic in it, and we're worried about the rabbit swimming.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hurt your elbow in this game. It's very bad.
Really upsetting to see cartoony people like that with really realistic injuries.
Yeah, I don't. If I was going to bet, I don't think we're going to see this. I'd be willing to bet we're not going to see games we saw at Paris. So I don't think we're going to see this. I'm not sure we're going to see Detroit, which is David
Beyond
Cage's next game.
Or Become Human.
Become Human.
Sorry.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see those. I think it's more likely we're going to see stuff that we haven't seen in a couple years or just never seen before. Stop it. Stop.
Snake Lady.
Stop looking at the snake lady.
Hey,
That's a big lady.
We're just about 10 minutes away from the start of the Sony keynote. Make sure you stick around with us afterwards for our post-show coverage. You guys ever heard of this game? It's called Bloodborne.
yes.
Bradburn.
That's the one where everything is like mops and spaghetti, and it's real upsetting.
It's real gross. It's real horrifying. We just got the Old Hunters DLC last week, which I was commenting on. Playing that game is not like riding a bicycle. You do not jump right back in and everything's
Really,
okay.
it's hard to
Oh
get
man.
back into
Well,
it.
it's like riding a bicycle if you suffered a massive head injury since the last time you rode a bicycle.
If the bicycle killed you every 40
Somebody
seconds.
stole your bike's wheels.
Yeah, Bloodborne's awesome. I'm really hoping we get something more. I don't know if I need more because I've spent tons of time with that game and the DLCs. I'm just starting to dig into it. It might be my game of the year. It's up there. I know Marty's kind of having the same battle right now. But yeah, are we getting a sequel? Are we getting Bloodborne?
That's right. Did you guys see this cryptic image that was tweeted out by the official Bloodborne account? If you guys didn't see this, they tweeted out an image that had Dark Souls 2.
No, it was. Oh, there it is. So it's Demon Souls, which was a PS3 exclusive, and then Bloodborne, and then the Bloodborne, the Old Hunters, which is the DLC,
and then 2 copies of Bloodborne.
Yeah, and then 2 copies of Bloodborne below it. So you're like, is this Bloodborne 2? Like, why would you tweet that?
One of them's getting cut in half.
What is that supposed to mean?
And so people are reading this in 2 different ways. One, they're like, maybe there's going to be a PS4 version of Demon Souls, because Demon Souls was a game that it came out before Dark Souls and before people really like became in love with this series. And so that would be cool to see a remaster. Or, Bloodborne was their most successful game of this year. So maybe Sony doubles down and says, hey, like, we want another one.
Yeah, you have to look at it like that, because I mean, Bloodborne being a PlayStation exclusive and being such a sort of like difficult game, not only just to get into, but to actually play. By all means, this should have been like kind of a niche sort of hide in the corner type of thing, but this thing sold really well.
Yeah.
This is a huge property for them now, which is kind of cool to see something that hardcore go up, go that wide.
Yeah.
So I'd love to see Bloodborne 2. I don't know what that image is. It just looks like they stacked up some games and started cutting it.
Do you think we'll see the Souls and Bloodborne series ever cross over in some totally absurd sort of Blood Souls kind of way?
Yeah.
I think it's possible. Like artistically, it makes sense. Gameplay wise, not as much because they play so differently.
Yeah,
one is sort of methodic and held back a little, and Bloodborne's a lot more actiony.
Yeah,
and run up
so
and dodge and grab and stuff
I'm
like
not
that.
100% sure this is going to happen, if only because Dark Souls 3 is coming in April, and we just had this really cool 3-minute clip, which you should watch on IGN, is amazing, of this Dark Souls 3 boss battle. And it definitely pulls a lot from Bloodborne. It's faster, the enemy design is definitely like more of the weird transformation skin flap thing. I don't know why I said skin flap. It's 9:45 in the morning.
Hey, that would be gross at midnight.
I was just saying yesterday,
there's no acceptable time.
if you
Skin
took
flapping hour.
a piece of modern media back in time to when people were scared of things, I feel like if you showed Bloodborne to somebody, they would just throw up and die on the spot. Like they would be so frightened.
That's
by
how
that
it was
game.
back then.
Well, it would look like a window into hell. That's what it would look like.
That's what that game
Vision
is,
into
yeah.
an otherworldly afterlife. It was horrific.
Yeah.
You could be like, a kid could be mean around Christmas, and you could be like, be nice, because otherwise, I'd be like, why did you show me that?
Marty, if your theory is correct that we won't be seeing things that we saw at Paris Games Week, that means we won't be seeing Horizon Zero Dawn.
But I wanna. No, loophole for that is that the thing we saw at Paris was sort of just a different angle version of what we saw at E3.
Right.
Yeah, to me, Horizon was probably the most surprising and interesting game of E3, coming from Guerrilla, who did the Killzone series, which I always appreciated but never loved. Like I thought Killzone was sort of just like it was a good, pretty shooter, but not a whole lot more.
Right there with you.
Whereas this is just like, no, I'm totally on board with this. And yeah, I would love to see, like, if this is one of their tentpole, fall 2016. games, I would right in the grundle.
Yeah, that spot.
Just rutting around in there.
Yeah, just running around down there. Yeah, if this is one of their tentpole fall 2016 games, I think it would be great to show something else, maybe a new area, new Mecha Dino.
I'd be betting pretty heavily on a new area with probably a new Mecha Dino. But I mean, like, we've got some snow in the background there. I can very easily picture this in like a full-blown kind of Arctic environment.
Totally. Yeah, it looks real cool.
Yeah.
We briefly touched on VR. Is it time? We don't have a release date, price.
No,
we don't have a price.
Is it time? Is it time for that
we
information?
confirmed $400 on Beyond this week, which was just a lie.
Yeah.
And we
The
just
thing is,
So they said it'd be priced same as a console.
Yeah, comparable to a console, and the date is somewhere around the summer 2016. Yeah, I don't know if this is the show where we get that. I don't know if maybe CES is the show.
I think CES is way smarter because like you got to look at it. This is like PSX is a convention for PlayStation fans. Like it's not. It's a lot of people are checking out for the holidays already. Like it's not the right time of year for it. CES is when everyone is sitting up and paying attention, and people who are ordering stuff for Best Buy and for Targets are going to be paying attention. Like
the show could be starting. I think the show is starting right now, so we actually have to cut ourselves short. Everybody enjoy the show, but stick around afterwards for our post-show coverage.
We did it!
Hooray!
Cool.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the PlayStation Experience 2015. I'm Meredith Molinari, and I am so excited to have my favorite co-host with me this year.
Hi, I'm Anthony Carboni, and I love that we ended that video with just a screaming Bloodborne beast. Just welcome to PlayStation Experience.
They're getting you ready for what the melee is going to be in here, because there are a ton of people here. It's insane.
It's awesome. We have had a line around the block since probably about 9:30 last night to get into the audience to see the keynote this morning, which starts in just a few minutes.
Yes, I actually had someone tweet me at 5 o'clock this morning saying, heading over to the keynote. I was like, go back to bed, people. What are you doing? You're crazy. It's
I love
early.
it. I love it. I love how excited everybody is. I love how just crowded this entire place is. We have packed out the entire Moscone Center with PlayStation fans, and I love it, man.
Yeah.
It feels good.
We're
It
gonna
feels
be here
good.
all weekend with so much content. And this year on the live stream, we're actually doing a lot of really great panels that you're going to get to see as well on the live stream here today.
Yep, we got a big panel coming up at 2 p.m. about PlayStation VR, which is something I am super, super excited about. We've got a panel
Uncharted
this
multiplayer's
afternoon.
here, yeah.
The Kind of Funny guys are doing the PS I Love You live here at 5 o'clock, I believe,
That's
which is
awesome.
going to be awesome. Trending gamer, Greg Miller.
Aw.
I love it.
His
Congrats,
speech was
buddy.
so great. That was awesome.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Uh,
we have a lot of cool stuff that we are actually giving out in our gift bag. And for all of you that can't be with us, I wanted to share with you what little goodies you're missing out on. So let's pick up. This is our
I don't know if
nifty-
this is gonna satiate your curiosity or just make you guys go, ugh.
Make you want to be here next year, because this is my favorite. I have to say, this little beanie. I mean, I'm totally gonna ruin my hair right now, but it's just so freaking worth it. How cute is that?
There were 5 people backstage in hair and makeup that were like, don't put on the hat, Meredith. Don't you put on that hat,
It's so
Meredith.
cute. What else we got in here, Anthony?
This is great. So this poster is something that I've been curious about. I had to fly in to catch the conference. A lot of people flew in from all over to see PlayStation Experience. And you know that if you open up a
You're
poster
done.
tube,
You're never gonna get it in your
you
luggage.
can never
ever
get
again.
it home.
What is it?
So I don't know what it is yet. Oh, this
Dun,
is
dun,
great.
dun.
This is the big billboard that's outside the building and up right here in the main hall.
Yeah, and you know, there's gonna be so many amazing people here. I have a feeling everyone's gonna be getting that autographed all weekend long.
Yeah. What else we got here? We've got the guide to the event.
Oh, very important. Hand sanitizer.
Hand sanitizer.
Hand sanitizer. Stay safe from nerd flu. It is a real thing. Don't get sick.
T-shirts, programs, all kinds of great
All
stuff.
good stuff.
But we're just about seconds away here from the main hall, from the main event.
I'm so excited for this keynote. I love how there's always new stuff that they are going to share with us, and I never know what's happening.
Yeah, we have got a time lapse actually right now of the setup for the main event. This stage is unbelievable, you guys. Check this out.
today have it so easy. They have no idea what we went through in my day. There was no sitting at home with friends. You had to go down to an arcade with a pocket full of quarters. And if you didn't have any quarters, you weren't going to play that day. We didn't have any online. There was only inline. Putting your quarter up on a machine and then some bully would take it and throw it on the ground and say you weren't playing. That's the way it was. Today, the graphics in the game are better than the ones on the box. It doesn't make sense. It's backwards. Gaming is more socially accepted than ever. Young, old, Canadian, whatever. People love to game, and people love gamers. We didn't have it so easy. I tell you, it's never been a better time to be a gamer. Never. That would throw my back out. Get off my lawn and go play some games.
Not open yet. We're closed. Come on, man. All right, I'm coming. Coming. Asshole. Yeah, can I help you?
Yeah, I'm, looking for my little brother. It's about your height, a little bit leaner. Definitely less gray in the temples.
Sam?
It's good to see you again, Nathan.
God, Sam.
Oh, all right. Take it easy, take it easy.
How? I thought you... I saw you get shot.
Yes, you did. Right there. Huh?
Jesus.
Well, the doctors, they patched me up and they tossed me right back into the cell.
Yeah, but I made calls. I checked everywhere. Everything I heard, everything I found, it all confirmed you were dead.
Nathan, we killed a guard. Okay, so they wanted to see me rot in that cell for the rest of my life, and I nearly did.
Jesus, Sam, man, if I had known, I swear to you, I would have come back.
Come back. I know, Nathan. I know. Hey, you still with me?
Need some air.
What's important now, though, is that I'm out. You're not gonna pass out on me or nothing, are you?
I just might. It's a lot to digest, you know? But how did you get out? When did you get out? How'd you even get here? Find me?
All right. Slow down. Hey, have a seat. I want to hear about you.
Huh? Me?
Yeah.
What's to tell?
Well, call some of your old contacts. Tell me some pretty crazy-ass stories.
Jeez, what crazy stories?
Got shot. hanging from a derailed train in the Himalayas?
Yeah, that actually happened.
Come on, man, what did I miss?
Jeez, Sam, where do I start?
Start with the best part.
Do you remember the theory that we had that Sir Francis Drake faked his own death?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, he did. I found the coffin.
Off the coast of Panama?
Yeah. All right, now get this. Okay, I open it up, right? And there's no body. But the bottom is his old journal.
Are you shitting me?
I mean, what can I say? Another lost city destroyed, and we made it out alive. Barely.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it was. I wish you could have been there. Yeah.
No, it's literally unbelievable. You tell me you stumble upon yet another archaeological gold mine, and somehow you manage to walk away with nothing.
Yeah, well, it's a story of my life, I guess. But, you know, I managed to grab a few trinkets here and there. Paid off the car, the house, engagement ring, the engagement ring. I'm married. I can't believe... Elena from the stories, that's my wife. You gotta come meet her. Tonight, dinner, at my place. You're coming to dinner. I can tell her all about you. Shit, I gotta tell her all about you.
Nathan, I'm in a lot of trouble here.
Please welcome from Sony Computer Entertainment, Sean Layden.
Thank you very much. Uncharted 4, amazing. And if that's the way we're starting the show, you can imagine what the rest of the show is going to be like today. We're so glad you've joined us here for the second annual PlayStation Experience, taking place in the heart of the San Francisco Bay Area, which is home and headquarters to PlayStation in America. It's also the home for many of our partners in publishing and development around here in California. So we're so delighted to be here. We're so happy that all of you are here with us today. It's going to be a hell of a weekend. I have to admit to all of you that I've been really looking forward to this day since we closed the first PlayStation Experience in 2014. That was such a powerful experience for the company and for all of our partners, and I was truly humbled to see our PlayStation community come together. We throw a new event, we bring out new gaming, we see your passion, we see your commitment. It's our delight to be able to do this for everybody. Like all of you, it's all right, like all of you, I'm a gamer at heart, and I've been fortunate enough to be part of the Sony family since the beginning of PlayStation 20 years ago. It's been an incredible ride, and we could not have achieved this success, or any of it, were it not for all of you, everybody here. You are gamers at heart. You love the game. You love PlayStation. And we're so happy and humbled that you're part of our family worldwide. Now, I hope you're ready for the next few days. We have hundreds of playable kiosks from the world's top developers, hours of live stream content you'll be able to see, and we'll have the most PlayStation VR content we've had at any show to date. And of course, lots and lots and lots of game announcements. Speaking of announcements, no announcement has had more amazing fan reaction than the reveal of this trailer. Let's take a look.
Well, what's going on?
Tonight, we have a very special treat for everyone. Oh my God!
Midgar looks exactly like that. There's Barrett. There's fucking Barrett.
like a movie or something.
And if crying guy, if you're out there, don't worry, there's some more. And are you ready for a little bit of it? Let's see it.
I don't see why we brought a Shinra soldier along. No way he'd throw all that away for us. What's his name, anyway?
Cloud Strife. And he says it's former soldier. Look, heavy security like this, you want a professional.
We're paying you more than a few gil. You best be worth it.
Look, I don't care about your politics.
This for the planet, same as us.
Not interested.
Wedge.
Get back here!
Okay, my dude. Let's move.
Please welcome from Square Enix, Yoshinori Kitase and Tetsuya Nomura.
Thank you. スクエアエニックスの北瀬です。今年の E3 でですね、ティザー PV として、ご紹介した、本作ですが、ファイナルファンタジー7リメイクとして、現在鋭意制作中でございます。今日はですね、新しい映像をこうやってお見せできて、大変嬉しく思います。
Hi, I'm Kitase from Square Enix. The team is currently hard at work on the game we teased at E3, Final Fantasy VII Remake. We continue to develop the game, and we are finding new ways to update the content as we revisit it. We are very excited to show you new footage of the project today.
こんにちは、野村です。ですね、今日公開した映像はゲームのほんの一部ですが、喜んでいただければ幸いです。今後さらに新しい情報を更新していきますので、お楽しみにしていてください。ありがとうございました。
We're looking forward to updating you with new and surprising information regarding this title. This footage only represents a small part of the game, but we hope you enjoyed it.
最後にですけども、昨年のこの PSX ですね、発表させていただいた、オリジナルのファイナルファンタジー7の移植版ですね、 PS4 版のファイナルファンタジー7は本日から、ダウンロードで配信されますので、ぜひ皆さんお楽しみください。
Many of you have been clamoring for more information on the remake, but if your impatience is just getting the best of you and you can't hold out, the PC re-release of Final Fantasy VII is actually available today for PS4.
Thank you. Thank you.
Please welcome from Sony Computer Entertainment, Shelby Cox.
How awesome is it that we're here for 2 straight days of nothing but video games? Woo! All right, now you all remember at E3 this year, we unveiled a partnership that brought the single biggest video game franchise to the #1 console in the world and made PlayStation the new home of Call of Duty. It's been so awesome to lead this Black Ops 3 partnership over the last year. And because of you guys, almost every single possible PlayStation launch record has been broken. And since we think you guys need another reason to log more hours and break more records on Black Ops 3, we're excited to announce today that the first DLC map pack for Call of Duty Black Ops 3, Awakening, will be available first on PlayStation in early 2016. Now, guys, that's 30 days before you can play it anywhere else. All for you guys. Now, in addition to great content planned for Black Ops 3, Activision has also announced the introduction of Call of Duty World League, a new global esports league dedicated to the #1 console esports franchise. And today, we're proud to announce that in addition to being the home of Call of Duty esports, PlayStation will also be the presenting partner of Call of Duty World League, deepening our commitment to the best destination for competitive gaming. Let's take a look at Call of Duty World League.
This week, Activision officially launched the Call of Duty World League, and today we are proud to announce that Sony PlayStation will be the official presenting partner of the Call of Duty World League season for Black Ops 3.
Neil, how pumped are you? We are beyond excited.
Throughout the Call of Duty World League season, the best teams in the world will compete to qualify for the Call of Duty Championships through either the Pro or Challenge divisions. Activision and Sony PlayStation are co-funding the $3 million worldwide prize pool.
They have easy turn with the drone. He's going to use that over. Oh!
Pro Division qualifications are currently underway across the globe, so tune in now to experience all of the action.
So the season's underway, and we couldn't be prouder to be a part of it. Now, you guys, the incredible fans here at PSX, and the fans watching around the world, are the reasons publishers and developers are making games you want to play better on PlayStation, including one little game, I don't know, you guys may have heard about it, Star Wars. Woo! Yes. It has been an amazing year of Star Wars on PlayStation. With Star Wars Battlefront and Disney Infinity 3.0, both games allowing us to relive those incredible Star Wars moments. The Force is definitely strong with PlayStation this year. All right, guys, how many of you guys got your hands on one of those awesome limited edition PS4s? I knew you'd be here. Well, for those of you guys who haven't picked up your bundle yet, you'll be excited to know that at PSX this weekend, you'll be able to play the new Battle of Jakku DLC. Hold on, it's located on a planet from the film before it comes out on Tuesday. Now, if that doesn't get you hyped up for the movie that's coming on December 18th, I don't know what's going to. All I know is that December is going to be an amazing month for Star Wars. Now, our friends at EA have captured some epic in-game moments from Battlefront fans all around the world. So let's take a look at some of the cool moments you guys have been doing in-game. Vader picked up his lightsaber and sliced that X-Wing. Unbelievable. So good. So good. All right. So another title filled with larger-than-life heroes is on its way to PlayStation early next year. Here to tell us more about Battleborn, please welcome the CEO of Gearbox Software, Randy Pitchford.
Hello, PlayStation Nation. Man, look at all. My name's Randy Pitchford from Gearbox Software. We brought you Borderlands. Any fans of Borderlands in the house? Awesome. Awesome. Man, I'm so thrilled to be here. Listen, I know we love our big franchises. We love our sequels, and when we've got a franchise like Borderlands, we get excited about big franchises and big sequels. But I know that it's because of a commitment to original games, to things that are new and fresh, things you've never seen before. That's why Borderlands even exists, right? So I hope you get excited with me about Gearbox Software's new game, Battleborn. A Battleborn takes place at the end of time. After every star in the universe has gone cold and dark, there's just one star left. And it's a hero shooter. It's a game where champions do battle to fight for power and control over this last star. It's crazy and it's exciting and it's a lot of fun. Now in Battleborn, you're gonna have 25 playable heroes, and you can play the game with PvP competitive matches. You can play against one another. And we expect this in a game like Battleborn. But I'm also really excited to make sure that you all understand that Battleborn has a huge campaign game. It is also a solo and cooperative game. And I'm very excited about that. And it's created by the guys that made Battleborn. The team and I are back, or Borderlands, the team and I are back at home. The team and I are back making sure that all the Gearbox humor that you love and know is in this game, and we're going over the top, over the top. Now, I also want to make sure you understand that in the campaign game, in addition to being able to play solo and cooperatively, we are supporting couch co-op. Split screen play all the way. And it is awesome on PlayStation 4. I love the game on the PlayStation platform. Now, soon, we're gonna have an open beta. And every single PlayStation 4 player is invited to participate. And you guys are gonna get to play it first. Sony PlayStation 4 customers are gonna have the first access to the open beta. It's really exciting to be able to offer this to PlayStation Nation. And as a bonus, as a thank you for your participation, if you play our open beta on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 4 customers are going to get absolutely free an additional character that we create after the game launches. So we'll have a bonus character for you for free. So of the 25 Battleborn heroes that launched with the retail game, for playing our open beta, you'll get a 26th hero that we'll begin creating once we finish the main game. Now, so far, we've announced only 15 of the characters. I want to introduce you to the 16th Battleborn hero. I want today for you to meet Toby. Toby's a penguin in a mech suit. Toby is badass, and he is a lot of fun. Now, most people won't get to play Toby until the game launches on May 3rd of 2016, but if you play the open beta on the PlayStation 4, we're gonna let you have access. The PlayStation 4 players exclusively will get a chance to try out Toby during the open beta. So that's pretty awesome. So before I leave you guys, I want to remind you that Battleborn is here at the PlayStation Experience. You can come down to the show floor and you can meet me and play the game. We have a number of playable stations and it's a lot of fun and you can try out a lot of our Battleborn heroes. Also, before I go, I want you to see Toby in action. So we're gonna show you some exclusive in-game gameplay footage of Toby and also some of the other Battleborn heroes. Thank you, PlayStation Nation.
Optimism, rivers of blood, teamwork! Arc mine out! Deploying force field! I have become death, destroyer of worlds! Gaze upon Toby in despair! Death machine!
Welcome to the end of the universe.
Are going to die. You can die alone. You can die clinging to your friends. Do you hear that sound? That is the sound of the end.
Oh my! It looks like you're already choking. 2 minutes. I'll finish you in 2 minutes.
Fawn wins.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome, all the way from Tokyo, Japan, Capcom's own KO Commander, the street fighting, all-nightin' undisputed cheese-free champ, the head honcho of Hadouken, Yoshinori! Oh no!
can't hear it. So, one more. Have a fun? Alright! はい、カプコンの小野です。皆さん今日はこれだけ多く集まっていただき本当にありがとうございます。
Hi everyone, my name is Yoshinori Ono, executive producer for Street Fighter series. Thank you all for coming today.
先ほど新しいキャラクターをファンを、皆さんに見てもらいましたけども、初めてビデオがリークせずにですね、今日を迎えることができたことをほっとしてます。
You just saw the final launch character of Street Fighter V named Fang. This is the first time we've been able to show a character without a leak, so I'm really happy about that.
今日このビデオもう皆さんいろいろ撮ってると思うんですけど、今からはどんどんツイートを Facebook 上げていいですからね、皆さんどんどん上げてください。
So now the character is officially revealed. Be sure to put it on Facebook, put it on social media, go wild with it.
はい、この新しいファン、ちょっとシャドルと関わってきます。皆さん古くからのファンの皆さん、シャドルという言葉がこのストリートファイター5出てこないなと思ってる方いらっしゃると思うんですけど、このファンがですねちょっといろいろなトリッキーな動きをしながら、このシャドルというものってどう関わっていくのかっていうのをぜひ楽しみにしておいてください。
As a member of the evil Shadowloo organization, Fang utilizes a tricky and deceptive fighting style to put an end to his opponents. So be sure to check him out as soon as you can.
ちょうどこの1年前にですね、このステージでストリートファイター5をアナウンスしました。で、今回はですね、2016年2月16日に発売するんですけども、皆さんにですね、もう一つ新しいニュースをお知らせしたいと思ってます。
We first announced Street Fighter V on this very stage here at PSX just 1 year ago. And tonight, I'm happy to bring you the latest news about the game, which goes on sale on February 16th, 2016.
まず、ローンチの後にですね、1年以内に皆さんのプレイステーション4に向けて6体のキャラクターを提供したいと思います。その6体のキャラクターを今日発表したいと思います。
Today, we are happy to confirm the identity of the 6 additional characters that will be released the first year post-launch. Without further ado, here they are.
このキャラクター、残念ながら、皆さんはもう知ってる人もいると思うんですけども、このキャラクターたちをですね、皆さんのプレイステーション4に1年発売の後1年以内にですね、提供していきたいと思ってます。
So some of you might actually have already seen this information, but for those of you who haven't, these are the 6 additional characters that will be available the first year post-launch, as you can see on the screen right here.
ここからはまだリークされてないことを喋りますんで、皆さんよく聞いておいてください。
So the next information has not been leaked yet, so please open your ears and listen carefully.
我々今回のストリートファイター5何度も皆さんにお話ししてるんですけども、アップデート無料のところにですね、ゲーム内マネーを使っていただく形で無料でどんどんアップデートをしていくんですけども、皆さんがですねより早くより確実に手に入れたいためにですね、今日これからプレイステーションストアでですね1年のシーズンパスも発売していきたいと思ってます。ぜひ皆さんお家に帰ってからですね、ぜひそちらの方もチェックしてみて、どんな内容なのかなっていうのをチェックしてみていただければなと思ってます。
As a reminder, all of the characters that we'll be releasing post-launch are earnable for free via gameplay in Street Fighter V. But for those of you who want to get them right away as they release throughout the year, the 2016 Season Pass goes on sale today, so be sure to check it out right after the keynote on the PlayStation Store.
そろそろ僕も帰らないといけない時間なので、皆さんに最後のお話をもう一つだけさせてください。
All right, we're getting to the end of my section, so I just have one more thing to tell you all today.
明日ここでカプコンカップのファイナルが開かれます。ぜひともですね皆さん、こちらに集まっていただいて、この1年間カプコンプロツアーで戦ってきてトップ32人のですね戦いをぜひこちらで見ていただければなと思ってます。
Finally, the grand finale of the Capcom Pro Tour, the Capcom Cup, takes place tomorrow on this very stage from 10 a.m. until 10 p.m. So please come back and enjoy the show tomorrow.
All right, all right.
この32人たちがですね、25万ドルをかけて戦いますので、ぜひ皆さん楽しみにしてください。
With 32 of the top Ultra Street Fighter 4 players here today, this weekend, they're going to be fighting for over $250,000 worth of prize money. With that amount of money on the line, you won't want to miss the Epic's Climax.
Why coming to here?
Because you're done. You're done. It's enough. We got all the characters.
I have one more news to the audience.
All right. One more.
One more.
One more.
One more.
One more.
本当に去年ですね、皆さんにこうやって迎えていただいて、ストリートファイター5を発表させていただいて、非常に感謝しています。本当にこのプレイステーションのユーザーの皆さんの前で発表できたことはすごく嬉しく思ってます。
I'm really happy and thankful that I was able to announce Street Fighter V to PlayStation Nation 1 year ago, and I'm really happy to see you all again here today.
特にですね、グローバル CEO のアンドリュー・ハウスさん、そして SCA のショーン・レーンさん、そして SCI のブラッド・ダグラスさん、この3人の方々すごくよくしていただきました。この場を借りてですね、感謝を申し上げます。ありがとうございます。
And I'd like to extend my special gratitude to Andrew House, Sean Layton, and Brad Douglas, who've been very helpful and paramount to making this project a big success. I'd like to take this time to thank them all personally, one by one.
Okay, now.
One more, I said.
I thought that was your one more.
So thank you very much, everyone. Sorry.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. 100 palm slap him right in the face. Something's missing. Something's missing. I got
Please
shiny
welcome
shoes.
from Sony Computer Entertainment, Gio Corsi.
PlayStation Experience, what's good? One of the things that sets PlayStation apart is the amazing variety of games, from established worlds like Star Wars to the unique universes of No Man's Sky. We're so fortunate to have so many games to choose from. But I'm not here to chat or look good. Let's talk about the games. Armature's Dead Star is a top-down, twin-stick, multiplayer space shooter, and it's exclusive to PlayStation 4 and PC. This is the first look at a brand new game mode, Escape Run. Looks killer. Our friends at Adult Swim have been busy building their games label. A company that's once known exclusively for its television programming has now morphed into a true home for leading independent game developers. They put together a great video to show off some of their amazing games, many coming first to PS4. Let's take a look.
So awesome. You guys are the best.
Belly!
Power. That's not the power. Well, we agreed on something much more tough looking, but okay. Well, that was one of Double Fine's most brand new things, but we also like to show you an old game that we are making new again. A game that we announced here a year ago. It's been completely remastered for 2016, and I'm really excited to show you this exclusive first look at a brand new trailer for Day of the Tentacle Remastered.
Have any people ever been hurt in this thing?
Of course not. This is the first time I've ever tried it on people. Well, I'll be.
This must be that Woodstock place Mom and Dad are always talking about.
Oh, great. I'm stuck in colonial times. Tentacles are taking over the world. Time for me to save the world, I guess.
I thought I was free of Dr. Fred and those crazy Edisons forever. But now, I know that I must go back to the mansion. Well, what possible harm could one insane mutant tentacle do?
I feel like I could take on the world.
We are really happy to have Day of the Tentacle playable on the show floor today and tomorrow, and announce that it will release on PS4 and Vita digitally on March 2016.
Thank you. Awesome. It's really hard for me to pick a favorite of all the old LucasArts classic adventure games in the 90s, but there is definitely one more that was for sure the loudest, and some would say the most badass, and I think about it every time I smell asphalt. Double Fine is happy to announce that we are remastering Full Throttle and bringing it to PlayStation 4 and Vita. Full Throttle Remastered will have updated graphics and sound and developer commentary and multiple control options. All the awesome remastered features you've come to expect, plus a complete unaltered original, and is in there too. It's one of our biggest announcements since earlier this week when we announced Psychonauts 2 on Fig. Thank you. Which is also coming to PlayStation 4. PlayStation 4. PlayStation 4. But if you can't wait for Psychonauts 2, we do have something special just for you guys. Psychonauts in the Rhombus of Ruin is a completely unique, standalone Psychonauts adventure experienced in a revolutionary new way. VR is the perfect way to experience the surreal, psychedelic, mental worlds the Psychonauts like to explore. In Psychonauts, the Rhombus of Ruin, you'll be unleashing Rasputin's psychic powers, pyrokinesis, clairvoyance, telekinesis, all with just a glance and exclusively on PlayStation VR.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Can't wait. Now, Tim, thank you very much, but please get out of here so somebody else can come and talk.
Great. Thanks, everybody.
Tim Schafer, ladies and gentlemen. And now that we've gotten the Tim Schafer shit show over with, let's get back to the announcements. Our friends at Klei have made some of their favorite PS4 games, including the upcoming Invisible Inc.
Corporate firewall breached. Infiltration successful.
The next installment of Don't Starve takes all the magic of survival and beefaloes and introduces co-op to the mix. And it makes its console debut on PlayStation 4. This is Don't Starve Together. This next game is making its console debut on PS4 and Vita. It's a fantastic-looking multiplayer RPG from Kabojo, a European studio stacked with talent, including members of Final Fantasy VII and the Final Fantasy Tactics team. Please check out Zodiac or Canon Odyssey. Looks very, very cool. I'm also excited to announce that we're working with Square Enix Montreal and Frema Studios to bring the fan favorite title Hitman Go to both PS4 and Vita. Also, Blue Mammoth Games has made platform brawler heaven with their game Brawlhalla, and I'm happy to announce that it'll be making its console debut on PlayStation 4 with exclusive content for PlayStation fans. Oh, and it's playable on the show floor here at PSX. Now, we are very fortunate to work with developers from all over the world, and our goal is to bring the best games to PlayStation fans, and we continue to bring the best of Japan to the rest of the world. Back when I was a younger tyke with a fuller head of hair and I started at PlayStation, we asked you guys what games you wanted to see with hashtag building the list. And we've landed some pretty big ones. And today, I'm excited to confirm we've got one more for you guys. But first off, I'm happy to announce that Yakuza 5 will be making its debut here in the West on PS3 this Tuesday, December 8th. Oh, I know it's not today. I'm going to get crucified on Twitter, but it's on Tuesday, so settle down. But if that wasn't enough for you, we are bringing Yakuza 0 to the West on PlayStation 4. Let's take a look. I've been to Japan 7 times. I've never seen it look like that. I think I got to go with Dave Lang more often. Our partnership with SNK Playmore brought Metal Slug 3 back to PlayStation earlier this year, and it was a huge success. And I'm glad to announce that we're working with SNK and Code Mystics again to bring Last Blade 2, the legendary Neo Geo fighting game, to both PS4 and the Vita. And in the world of SNK fighting games, I am extremely excited to present the next look at a PlayStation 4 console exclusive. The King of Fighters 14. Take a look.
八神、何度やっても同じだぜ。貴様のすべてを灰に変えてやる。
14.
How about that? I'm going to slow things down a little bit. And I want to bring a close to my section by unveiling a very special trailer from a developer that is bringing their first original IP to PlayStation 4, and it will be exclusive to our platform. Please enjoy Neo. Thank you.
Please welcome from Sony Computer Entertainment, Sid Schumann and Nick Sutner.
My goodness gracious. Woo. Well, they certainly are bringing the weirdos out on stage.
They are, and the weirdos get the best seats in the house.
They sure do. For all of you who may not know Mr. Nick Sutner here, he works at the PlayStation Developer Relations team, working with our PlayStation developers.
And I'm on our podcast with you every week, Sid.
You sure are, and I'm so happy to see so many people here. I was talking to a bunch of you online earlier. I know a ton of you folks came cross-country to be here. It's an honor, quite frankly. And I love this PlayStation experience. I love that we can do this kind of stuff. I love that we get to see all these games. I love that we get to talk to folks like you, folks I normally only deal with on Twitter.
Yeah, Sid and I love our developers. You know, they're a huge part of what's made PS4 success over the last few years. Actually, I'd like to give a round of applause to the developers that have worked so hard to make PS4 awesome. You know, they're also going to be here throughout the weekend. Go, please talk to the devs on the floor, play their games. There's a lot of awesome games here.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of awesome games, too, if you're watching from home. We have a giant live stream powered by Twitch, 30-plus demos, interviews, panels, the works. Check it out, live.playstation.com. A lot of good stuff coming up today, too. We've got new stuff with Hitman. We've got new stuff with Destiny. There's a lot of good content, so stay tuned. But first, I think Nick's got a little something to talk about.
We have some news. We have some announcements. One awesome announcement from a partner at Supergiant Games. We announced their game Bastion for Vita last year at PSX. Really just an awesome modern classic action RPG. I'm excited to say that it's out today.
All right.
It's launching at only $299. That's the cheapest it's ever been on a console. Full cross-buy with PS4 as well. And you never played it, Sid.
I never did play that one. I love transistors, so it looks like a good moment to jump in. Yeah.
You should really hop in.
Right.
Another one, too, that's brand new to the platform is the Bit Trip from our friends at Choice Provisions. This is a collection of their original 6 Bit Trip games in HD for the first time on a console altogether. $9.99 cross-buy on PS4 and Vita.
I think only Choice Provisions could take 6 games and call it the Bit Trip.
Not any old Bit Trip, the Bit Trip. And another one that's been long awaited, Sid, I know you've been waiting, from our friends at Vlambeer and Rami. This is Nuclear Throne, an awesome roguelike shooter. Also launching today as well on PS4 and Vita. Totally worth the wait, really exciting.
Great, great news. I've been looking forward to that one. And I know a lot of folks have been waiting for that one. We also do have a special treat for those of you who are gracious enough to join us here in San Francisco at PlayStation Experience in the flesh. If you came here, you're going to get a copy of Nuclear Throne and The Bit Trip for free. You like that, huh?
I think we get to give away the free stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Download the Experience PlayStation app, that's what it's called, on your smartphone, and check the rewards section. That's got the full details on how you're going to get it, but enjoy. One other thing we did want to call out, this is something really, really cool that we're doing this year. We've got these official collector's cards. They're scattered all around this place. There's something like 35 plus of these things. They're all over the place. They're hiding in nooks and crannies, so really scour the show floor here over the next two days. Get all over all 3 layers of this Moscone West. It's a lot to see and do.
Yeah. So we all love free stuff. We love free cards, getting free games. But we wanted to leave you with something to look forward to next year as well when you're done playing all the free stuff. Something brand new no one's seen before. This is from Stormcloud Games. It's also going to be on the floor later, so go check it out. But first, let's see the trailer.
PlayStation.
Please welcome from Sony Computer Entertainment, Scott Rohde.
Hi, everybody. I'm so excited about this year's version of the show. San Diego keeps cranking out a great one every single year. It's been the best baseball game to play on PlayStation for nearly a decade, and can't wait for everybody to check out this game this year. So now I want to talk a little bit about a great new game called Guns Up. Woo! It's a great new fast-paced strategy game that's very accessible, incredibly deep, and crazy addicting. I am totally addicted myself. So the core of the game has you building a custom base, recruiting and leveling up your troops, enhancing your battle plan with attack cards, and taking on other players' bases around the world, earning valuable resources along the way. You got to be quick and thoughtful with your decisions, or you'll be overwhelmed by the enemy. And best of all, Guns Up is free to play on PlayStation via PSN starting today. celebrate the launch, PS Plus members will get a free DLC bundle that will provide you with everything you need to get started. Next, I want to talk about a franchise that's been hungry. She's been hungry for a return to PlayStation for a long time. You kind of see what I did there? Fat Princess is making her triumphant return to PlayStation with a brand new 4-player online or local couch co-op loot-dropping extravaganza. And great news, Fat Princess Adventures will also be available today, right after the show. Check it out.
Fun bits.
The king, the princesses, they will all be mine. Death to sweetness and death to you!
And so is he.
Look at all of these people. Let's hope we don't get into any fights.
Hug me.
Kinda like what she's done to the place.
Be mine.
Thank you, Giant Candy Heart. PlayStation.
I can't wait to see all you guys online playing the game. It's turned out super fun. And for everybody who purchases before December 15th, you will get the Weapons of Might DLC gear pack for totally free. And Plus members are going to get a discount on the game as well. And now, I'm pleased to welcome my good friend, Ted Price, onto the stage to show you a new demo. Thank you.
Hey guys, it's awesome to be here. So, you guys know Ratchet. Back, I want to give you a little history. Back in the fall of 2002, we were about to release the first Ratchet & Clank. Now at the time, Grand Theft Auto was selling millions with its gritty take on mob culture. Gran Turismo, you guys probably remember that, was dominating sales on the PlayStation 2 with its realistic depiction of racing. The whole market was moving towards games for an older audience. Now, by contrast, we just finished an old-school platformer about a friendship between a furry alien and his robot sidekick. And I remember thinking, we're going to get killed. Nobody wants family-friendly games anymore. Well, after 13 years and many Ratchet & Clanks, clearly I was wrong. Today, we are finishing up Ratchet & Clank for the PlayStation 4, and a Ratchet & Clank movie is being prepped for wide release. Now, while we originally envisioned this Ratchet & Clank as a reimagining of the original, it's a lot more. It features modern controls, new planets, new and improved gameplay, new boss fights, and an updated arsenal. This Ratchet & Clank will remind longtime fans why they first fell in love with the franchise, while inviting new players to experience one of PlayStation's all-time classics as it's never been seen before. So here's your exclusive look at the galaxy's greatest heroes meeting each other for the first time.
I'll never be a ranger. What?
vector shell damage. Sister board appears to be intact.
I must get to Aliro City. They are in danger.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey, who's in danger?
An army is coming. I must warn them.
Hang on. Slow down. You've been in a crash. What do you say we get you back to my garage? I'll run a diagnostic and have you fixed up in no time.
Thank you. I appreciate the assistance.
It's no problem. So, what do I call you?
I suppose my proper designation is Warbot Defect B54296.
Maybe I'll just call you Clank. My name's Ratchet. Up and down. Yeah, there you go. You're a natural.
A million thoughts raced through Ratchet's head. Could he repair this diminutive warbot? Would it be the key to the adventure he craved? Did he leave the proto-engine on in the garage? The answer to all these questions was yes.
All right, hang on. I'll get us back to the garage.
Large gap where child's play to Ratchet. All he would need to get across is a trusty swing shot and a little bravado.
Impressive shooting. Nice work.
Fan out and find it.
Uh-oh, Blarg. What are they doing here?
I have information in my databanks that poses a threat to Chairman Drek. He must have tracked my position to your planet so he could get it back.
An army of Blarg was now scouring the planet in search of Clank. The Blarg were a notoriously brutal race who just happened to have played a major role in the extinction of the Lombax race.
Grim, listen to me. I want you to lock the garage doors and then head down into the shelter. I'll be there as soon as I can.
Copy that, Ratchet.
Whoa, is that a Blarg dropship?
Correct. Also known as the Dropship of Death.
Great. Down.
Well done, Ratchet.
All the jobs Dredd could have given us. We gotta look for some defect.
Ah, it's not that. He's got a Rubentron!
Oh no, the Blarg are all over Grim's garage. Grim, are you okay?
I'm fine, kid, but I ain't opening up until the coast is clear.
Just hold tight, Grim. I got this.
There are more enemies moving in.
Incoming dropship detected.
More bots.
I'm down in the shelter. Ratchet, this place is a mess. Disassembled weapons and engine parts everywhere. Didn't you tell me you were going to clean it up last week?
Yeah, sorry about that. Got held up on a project. All right, Grim. Coast is clear. Can you open up?
Ratchet, what in Sony's name just exploded?
Sorry about that, Grim. Listen, get my tools ready. I just found something in the desert I need to look at.
Interesting. What kind of factory is this?
This? No, this is just a garage. Lived here since I was a kid. Come on, let's get you fixed up.
Once they were safe, Clank explained Drek's plan to attack the Hall of Heroes. With the Galactic Rangers out of the equation, Ratchet knew he had to help, even though neither he nor Clank had the upper body strength necessary for hero work.
I can totally help.
Oh, I could not ask a civilian to get involved in something so dangerous.
Well, no, I'm not just a civilian. The Rangers are actually my, friends. Why do you think I have so many pictures of them?
But why are you not in any of them?
Well, someone had to take the picture, right? I mean, come on. I even have a ship. It disassembles so it can infiltrate enemy strongholds. So what do you say?
Okay. Thank you, Greg. That's Greg Phillips, our super producer from Sony. He rocks. Way to go, Greg. You guys like the Groovaton, right? Pixelator? Pretty rad, huh? All right. Well, Ratchet & Clank are going to make their big screen debut in North American movie theaters on April 28, 2016. But if you have a PlayStation 4, your wait's going to be even shorter. The game, based on the movie, based on the game, will debut on the PlayStation 4 on April 12, 2016. Thank you guys very much.
Please welcome from Sony Computer Entertainment, Dr. Richard Marks.
I love Ratchet & Clank. I love Ratchet & Clank. So, you guys ready to get virtual? So, PlayStation VR comes out next year. It's going to be awesome. The thing about virtual reality is, to understand it, you really have to try it firsthand for yourself. It's a tricky thing to show it on stage or something. At Magic Lab, our job is to take new technology and create prototype experiences. So, 2 weeks ago, after we learned about this really cool stage layout they have here, we started making a new tech demo just for PlayStation Experience. Now, this is going to be a little crazy, but what we have here is 2 PlayStation VR systems, one on each stage here, networked together, and Steven Osman's going to help me show this. And in the middle, there's going to be a kind of a spectator view, and on each side screen will be what we're seeing in VR from the social screen. So, Sauce, can you take over here while I jump into VR?
All right, thanks, Rick. Hey, so here I am in virtual reality. Hope you guys can see what I'm seeing. I can see my hands here, and I definitely encourage you all to try it out for yourself. You'd be amazed how kind of lifelike and real size everything is. It really feels like my hand is actually over here kind of moving around. All right, and I could see Rick over there. You see he's kind of getting himself situated. Look, we're in this room over here. Are we playing Joust? No, we're not playing Joust. But that was a good guess. All right, so you can see, like, you actually kind of get this really good sensation of, like, being up high, and sometimes that's actually pretty scary if you're afraid of heights, but it's a really, really kind of cool feeling to be in there. And
so, Sauce, I'm here, but I've lost my hands.
Oh, no, he's lost his hands. Okay, well, that means
so I got no hands, so I'm going to be a little defenseless in this shot here.
All right.
So
I won't take too much advantage of you, okay?
This is not fair, but... Oh, I can kind of throw stuff.
Oh, you've actually kind of got your... Ah, look at that. Ooh, what is that?
So, Sauce, maybe you can switch between first and third person view.
All right,
to give them an
here I
idea.
am in third person view now.
Yeah.
So you can kind of see my body.
So this is supposed to be kind of a battle situation, and what we really wanted to do is be able to show you different characters, like how you could control a character. So the hands that get tracked, and then the head tracks. And so you should be watching Sauce's screen maybe, but more than mine.
All right, well, I've got a disc in my hand over here. What am I going to do with that? Maybe I'll toss it over here.
So, yeah. So maybe you should try and hit my defenseless body here.
Okay, let's see. Let's see if I can get it.
I can still duck.
Oh,
yes.
Man.
Try again.
Cool. Oh, there we go.
Okay, that's not fair.
All right. Oh, there we go. All right, how about I set one up right in front of me and just kind of whack it over there, too?
Yes. But I can.
Can I do a bank shot? That's actually kind of tricky. Let's see. And, so close. Okay.
You do get more shots if you use a bank shot, or more points if you get a bank shot.
Fine. Let's see, we'll just kind of do continuous bank shots over here until something hits. Oh, come on.
Oh, yeah, just spam me.
I'm going to blame it on Rick's hands. Oh, there we go. Okay, there's a shot, but that wasn't a trick shot.
I think you guys get the idea. So what I hope this tech demo did is just give you a little taste of what PlayStation VR is about. Okay, that's not right. Stop. Now, check out this legendary masterpiece of light and sound. Thanks, guys.
Eight, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Please welcome from Sony Computer Entertainment, Asad Kizilbash and Adam Boys.
Wow.
What?
Holy crap, what was that?
What was that?
I don't know what it looked like out front here, but from backstage, that was some crazy shit.
That was some super... That was actually Mizuguchi-san in the suit.
And just so you know, that was fully vibrating, fully laser light suit.
Vibrating for his and or her pleasure, depending on who's wearing it.
All right, how you doing, Adam?
I'm great. How are you, Assad?
Not too bad.
I got a question, though.
Sure.
Your last name is like a big mouthful.
Right.
So in like Scrabble, how many points is that?
Yeah. Actually,
Like
I do know this. If it's 2 triple-word scores, it's about 266.
Actually, I don't think
that's
true.
a fact. It also makes a great Harry Potter spell. Just so you know.
But no, seriously, that's not true because you can't do names, so it's 0. Prussian creams. That's
Should we
how
do
I
this?
start my segment.
Should we get started?
Let's do it.
All right, okay, guys. Who is looking forward to PlayStation VR? All right, that's pretty good. That's right. So virtual reality has the capacity to transform entertainment in a fundamental way. But it's through the joy of play that's the best way to experience these amazing worlds.
And every single person in this room knows that VR is the easiest to communicate through our favorite medium, video games.
Yes.
7 people? Come on, video games!
Absolutely! Come on! That's right. So the good news is PlayStation VR will be the home of the best experiences and games in VR when it launches. And Adam and I are excited to share just a few of those great experiences that are currently in the works.
Yeah, let's get to the games. There's a ton of great content coming to PSVR. Lots of playable here at the show. We've got Super Hypercube, we've got Wayward Sky, we've got Headmaster, we've got Harmonix Music VR, we've got Eve Valkyrie, Battlezone, and Worldwide Tunes. Yeah, and we're happy to announce that Ubisoft is bringing this next title to PlayStation VR. Let's take a look at the exclusive reveal of Eagle Flight.
Beautiful. Wow. I love that you have 2-player there as well.
Yeah.
So it's great to see all these great developers working on VR. Also happy to know that our Sony Worldwide Studios team are also cooking up some great VR experiences. This next one is from our very own Santa Monica Studios. Any fans of Santa Monica? Yeah. This one is called Modern Zombie. Let's take a look.
I'm off to the pub. Let's go. Ow! Am I? Let's go and hit some people.
Why don't you move over so I can drive instead?
That is pretty crazy stuff.
Horribly unsafe. Horribly unsafe.
Exactly. Modern zombie, or as I like to call it.
Always use your seatbelt, even if you're a zombie.
That's like an LA cab ride for me. So it's something about being able to transport people to these virtual worlds. I think encourages developers to be a bit more crazy, wacky, and creative.
Super wacky. And if you like wackiness, our friends at Alchemy Labs are bringing Job Simulator to PlayStation VR. Job Simulator transports players in 2050, where robots have taken over jobs that you and I do. JobBot was created to teach humans of the future of what it meant to job, and his lessons up being bizarre and hilarious in VR. He's coming to PlayStation VR with an exclusive VR experience for our platform.
There it is.
Yeah. Now, Assad and I were actually able, outside of our regular jobs, during our job, we went and tried it out, and you can see some of the sweet moves that we made. Got super dumb, real quick, real dumb.
You know, so I'm clearly drinking a cup of coffee with a donut. I have no idea what Adam's doing.
Who can say?
You know what he's doing? He's casting the Assad Kizilbash Harry Potter spell.
That's what I'm doing.
I think that's what he's doing. Here's what we're going to post those online, and you guys, let's have a caption contest. I have no idea what you're doing there.
No, don't. Please don't.
Okay, so let's move on. So this next title comes from a brand new studio, and it's from a team of developers who've got an incredible amount of experience making great games to really show off new hardware. Awesome.
So Golem is an exciting new game made from the ground up for VR. And it's the first title from Highwire Games in Seattle. It's going to make its debut exclusively on PlayStation VR. Now, we've been absolutely blown away by the interest in PSVR from developers all around the world. In addition to experiences built right from the ground up, we've also seen games with VR modes that take on an already fun game, add VR into it, and transform it into a completely different experience. Yeah. Now, no Goblin caught our eye when they made the insane limo-driving FMV game Roundabout, where you just basically skid around like a mad person. So we were curious and very concerned about what they're up to next.
And what are they doing next?
I bet if you look at the title, you have no idea. But the logical choice was maybe to take like a robot sports simulation combat experience, debut it exclusively on PS4, and you guessed it, add in a little mode for PSVR. How does that sound? Why not?
Perfect. Should we take a look?
There we go. So I bet you guys won't be able to guess what kind of game it is by seeing the title. Let's check it out.
No Goblin.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the start of
100-foot robot goal!
Considering activating Project C. I'm telling you, there's no way. Look at her.
We're out of time. Prepare the other pilot.
Whoa, that's awesome. How cool is that? You know, Again, what I love about it is the mysterious title where you have no idea what the game's about.
I think it's 12-foot werewolves who play foosball.
Okay, so before we leave VR, there's one other game that's coming to PlayStation 4 that's got a fantastic VR integration. It's a franchise I personally love. I remember staying up all night trying to unlock this Easter egg. It was a Falcon Fighter. Do you want to tell them what it is?
It's one of my favorite Bandai Namco franchises, and it's celebrating its 20th anniversary, making a triumphant PlayStation return with a great VR integration and exclusive to PSVR.
He likes it.
Lighthouse, straight ahead. Don't lose it. There's another bandit in the clouds. Which cloud? Lock on. Figure 6. On your drive. Large enemy confirmed. Right on time. UAVs have been launched. There's too many of them. You're surrounded. Head for the clouds. They're coming. You're mad.
PSX is really my most anticipated show of the year, and I want to take a minute, go a little bit off script, and just thank every single fan that's here in the audience for taking your big, long trips from across the country, from different countries, from different towns, and coming in and joining us here today. Pretty amazing. I'd love to give yourself a round of applause, guys. Thank you for that. Thank you. And I want to take 1 second. There was this guy in Montreal, 18-year-old guy that saved up for a couple weeks to come to PSX, and he couldn't make it. His mom at the last minute, 18-year-old kid said, you can't go. So to Brian Ferreira in Montreal, Quebec, this is for you, buddy. Let's talk about some more video games. So our partners at Activision and Bungie launched an amazing new title in a Destiny universe in September. I've had so much fun playing The Taken King with all my friends and the PlayStation Nation. I got a raid group last weekend on Twitter. I want to shout out to those guys for bringing me through. That was amazing. Tonight, I'm excited to announce a brand new event coming this month to Destiny: The Taken King. Let's check it out.
Sparrow Racing League begins December 8th. Exclusively on Destiny: The Taken King.
Pretty cool. Now, ever since the first time I got into Sparrow and Destiny, I just want to race that MFR all around the map. And I finally get to. The best part is Sparrow Racing is free for anyone that owns the Taken King. And I have some great news for everyone that's here at PSX. Sparrow Racing League is playable right here on the show floor today. Yeah. And as you guys saw, it debuts in-game on Tuesday, December 8th. And of course, there's always more Destiny on PlayStation now and throughout 2016. PlayStation gamers will have access to an exclusive Sparrow Racing League quest, which rewards an exclusive Sparrow. Not only that, but the next series of Iron Banner events will bring an all-new set of armor launching exclusively on PlayStation. Yes, it's my Warlock right up there. Where are my Warlock people? Yes, that's what's up. Don't nerf it, Luke Smith, or else for the love of God, I'm gonna hunt you down. Throughout 2016, PlayStation fans will continue to get exclusive quests and gear that you can't experience anywhere else. So earlier this year, I was up at PAX, and the moment that I saw this next game, I instantly fell in love. From the makers of Torchlight, this is Hob. And so that's just a quick snippet of what all the great stuff that Runic Games is working on. Hob will be making its console debut exclusively on PS4 and will be playable right here at the PlayStation Experience. Now, Level 5 is known as one of the premier RPG developers in Japan, and we've had a long, great relationship with them. An original game in this next franchise quickly became a fan favorite for its unique characters, beautiful art style, and true legit JRPG status. Please enjoy the worldwide premiere of this exclusive PlayStation 4 title.
I am Evan Pettywhisker Children, King of Ding Dong Dell. Who are you?
Never mind who. The question is where. They're here for you. We need to leave.
It's me.
Can't you see? It's a coup. It is the dawn of a new age. Hurrah, Nino Kuni!
You'll be a wonderful king. I know you will.
We serve you now, Your Majesty. This is where it all begins, King Evan. Something tells me it's not doing this by choice.
I won't give up. I'll never give up. I promised her. I'll build a kingdom where everyone can live happily ever after.
How amazing does that look? Pretty awesome. So this last game is one that I haven't been able to get out of my mind since I first saw it a few months ago in North Carolina. Please join me in welcoming Steve Superville and John Wazelchuk from Epic Games.
So before I get started, I want to say that Epic Games is thrilled to be here today on the PlayStation stage. We're here today to announce that Epic is making a MOBA, and it's called Paragon. Like all of you, I've played a ton of games over the years, and some of my most vivid memories come from MOBAs. Thrilling escapes, clutch saves, spectacular team fights. At the same time, Epic is known for intense, iconic experiences like Gears of War and Unreal Tournament. So with Paragon, we put you in the fight.
We're making a MOBA that honors the genre, but also fits who we are, with explosive action, direct third-person control, and deep strategic choice. The best competitive games are built together by players and developers. We can't wait to play this game with you when it comes to PlayStation 4 and PC in 2016. Introducing Paragon.
What? One more video? In my day, we were happy to watch shadow puppets, and sometimes we... I played you.
I'm one of them.
Are you ready? I played you. All right, you hooligans, go downstairs and play some games.
Jim. Wow, that was a crazy show here. The keynote was super impressive keynote. It's amazing. The crowd is filing out now. and there was so much to see. We had incredible announcements from Black Ops. We had announcements of a brand new Street Fighter V character that we didn't even know existed. They just kept coming with one hit after another of incredible content that is all coming here to PlayStation, a lot of which they're going to be able to experience right here at the PlayStation Experience all weekend long. We got a great look at some new VR stuff. Fans are really excited. I know I want to be Modern Zombie Taxi Company. I cannot wait to play that game. Sid was up here with Nick, giving away some free cool stuff. A lot of things are releasing today, some free to play, some that are, discounted for PlayStation Plus members. It's incredible. I could go on for hours about all the amazing things we saw here, but thankfully, we've got all weekend long. So we're gonna head downstairs to the live stream and check in with Sid and Anthony and get their thoughts on this incredible keynote.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome to the PlayStation Experience 2015 livecast day 1. What an amazing, amazing keynote. I'm Anthony Carboni, here alone for right now because everybody was in at the keynote. Sid is going to be joining me in just a moment. I believe Sean Layden's going to be heading down to talk to us about all of the amazing stuff that we just saw up there. It was like hit after hit after hit, just from go.
There you have it, everybody. PlayStation's keynote conference from PlayStation Experience. Let's unpack that a little bit. Sony has had several conferences this year.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that was not their strongest one of the year.
I would agree. Yeah, I'll totally agree with you there. I felt like it was kind of all over the pace, pacing-wise. It started incredibly strong.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
That is the
Started
problem
out really
right
well.
there. It was like a really, really good playlist on the worst kind of shuffle. Like, I think that it would have been great if they built it up a little bit more slowly and didn't immediately start with the two things
Uncharted, Final Fantasy VII. Yeah.
Like, that is very much prison rules and kicking somebody's ass your first day, but like, maybe that would have been better saved for later on in the show? I don't know.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us, everybody. I'm Damon Hatfield, Brian Altano, Max Scoville.
What's up?
Hey! If you have your own thoughts on the conference, if you have your own questions, just tweet them at me at Dame0 on Twitter, and I will be, I'm being told to look at something. No, just move over. Move over.
We're getting real close together.
Tweet your questions at me on Twitter at Dame0, and we'll share them with everyone here. So let's just sort of like go through the conference here. As we said, it started out real strong with Uncharted 4.
Yep.
Big reveal, Uncharted 4 now has dialogue options.
Yeah, which is kind of interesting because one of the major problems that the Uncharted games have had is that they don't have a ton of replayability.
Yeah.
You can go back and play them on harder difficulty settings or get trophies or whatever, but this might lead to possibly different scenarios. I don't know if this is going to end up in a sort of David Cagean Heavy Rain territory where we all get different endings. But it's cool to see that that's there now. That's never been a thing in the series before. Although it's interesting because it's such a staple in so many video games. But since it's never been in Uncharted, it's huge news.
Well, it makes a ton of sense because we've looked at how games are right now, and obviously the big thing is open world. That doesn't seem like it would be really a good option for something that is as story-driven as Uncharted is. I think that we're going to see. We saw that amazing car chase sequence, the last demo. That wouldn't surprise me too much if that had sort of switches here and there, like almost QuickTime events that they're not showing us. Like maybe you pick the route you're going to go down.
Right.
But that seems like a pretty obviously in the dialogue choices. Also, this is an incredibly grounded cutscene. Like this is very somber by Uncharted standards. I feel like.
But I thought this was a very cool thing to show because we've already seen big action set pieces shown before. I thought. Being a little more understated, showing the scene between the two brothers, and then revealing that there are dialogue options. I thought that was a smart way to show Uncharted 4 today.
Very tasteful.
I think you guys are right in that. In the same way we saw that E3 demo with the driving down the cliffside area through that town, you had different choices there. They all kind of inevitably ended up in the same spot. But if there's a little bit more wiggle room than we've ever had narratively inside the Uncharted franchise, I think this could be really cool.
So when we open up here, Nathan Drake is at work apparently.
Yeah,
I like that.
He's married. He's a married man. His brother shows up. He invites his brother over to dinner, but then his brother's like, "I'm in a lot of trouble, Nate." Is that what launches the game? Is this the opening of the game?
He's in like I think he's in like a construction worker, sort of like those makeshift trailer cabin things that they're in. That
Well, it looks like
become
he's working on a dockside place. So presumably he's doing some kind of chartered traveling work.
Yeah.
Maybe he's a tour guide.
Uncharted.
Brian, you also had an A++ tweet
Thank you.
Showing Sully's dialogue.
Yes, yeah. He does scream Nate a lot in that game, so hopefully all of those options will be available to us come next year.
And then I was actually surprised at how much they showed of Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yeah,
and it
wow.
looks really good.
Holy crap.
It looks crazy good.
Very real time now.
Yeah.
Which I think it looked so good that no one really stopped to get angry about that, which is pretty cool. I think people kind of want a more traditional turn-based, but I guess not. Like, the game looks gorgeous. There's like, we even saw stuff like Cloud shimmying through a wall, the same way we see like Lara Croft do that kind of stuff, which is cool. That means there's a lot of kind of action stuff. The music, it took me a second to get if it would work with the new visuals, and somehow like that sort of campy symphonic theme still nails it, even though everything is dark and gritty and falling apart.
Can we address how Barrett looks like Blade now?
Oh, he's totally Blade.
Like, he just looks, very much
Look
like
at
a larger Blade.
Man, even like the reflections on the back of his sword and stuff, like it's just gorgeous.
I think that obviously the switch to what seems like action RPG approach is probably going to scare off a lot of hardcore fans, or at least piss them off. Obviously, the people who are hardcore fans of Final Fantasy VII are going to play this.
Yeah.
That's a given. I think that this is also trying to attract a new audience, and that's something that kind of needs to be acknowledged. I mean, this is the kind of the same shift we saw with like, Fallout 2 to Fallout 3.
Yeah, and I think the thing is, like, by now Final Fantasy fans, or at least like the really hardcore ones, are used to combat systems like this. They've been sort of readily available in the last few Final Fantasies, and I think like, even if you want something turn-based, you can kind of give it a pass because this looks so good.
Look at those numbers flying out.
Yeah, the sparks and lighting
so
effects and all that kind of stuff. People were losing it over this. It looked awesome.
Yeah, and like that's kind of maybe what was so disappointing about the conference, just because like at that moment they had us, and then it dipped, and I kept waiting for them to grab us again, and they never really did.
Yeah. What came after that? We had
after that was Battleborn. Sorry, Battleborn.
Battleborn. No, before that we had Battlefront and Black Ops.
Well, yeah, but they didn't
Battlefront
announce
didn't say anything.
Yeah. They mentioned Battlefront and Black Ops 3.
Black
they
Ops
didn't
3
announce
DLC
anything.
in the spring.
Yeah, but we already knew that.
Yeah, so why was that in the conference? I don't know.
That was sort of a back-to-back non-news victory lap for anybody who worked on those games. They showed off like awesome stuff from Battlefront that was just basically like cool kills that people have done. I mean, I played that game for 30 hours. I've seen all that. I wanted new hero stuff. I wanted new stuff tied to The Force Awakens. They announced that you can play Jakku on Tuesday. I started playing it last Tuesday. There's nothing there. So I'm really bummed out. They had a Stormtrooper front and center on that banner, and we didn't get anything new. That sucks.
Yeah, that was a bummer.
We are hearing from our viewers. Rebel Soldier says, PlayStation experience almost put me to sleep. Uncharted A+++. Everything else was a snooze.
Yeah, it's interesting how they paced this one.
Clearly, you're not a golfer.
Yeah, you clearly don't love robots or golf. It's interesting to me that I feel like the last conference they did also seemed to go a little long. I feel like an hour is a sweet spot for these things. And what was this? 90 minutes, 2 hours? Like,
it was like an hour 45.
Yeah, that's a long show. And I know there was a lot to unpack there, and there was a lot to show us, but I think some of it could have gone a little quicker.
Yeah. Mark says, what's the point of having your own conference if you're not going to show any of your first-party studios except Naughty Dog?
Right.
Yeah, and that's a good point.
It's been a running issue with Sony since the launch of the PS4, right? They have been sort of muted and subdued on what their first-party studios are offering, leaning heavily on third-party deals and acquirements and stuff like that, indie games, VR stuff. We saw a lot of little things here and there, but...
Yeah, there were a lot of game announcements.
Yeah.
But like you said, they were smaller games.
we don't have a ton of like just really big AAA first-party Sony games, and I don't know if we ever will. I mean, we've had rumors for years about what some of those teams are working on, but maybe they're just working on small VR games or indies and stuff like that.
I mean, at the end of the day, Sony has always been first and foremost a hardware manufacturer.
Yeah,
that's worth pointing out.
Yeah,
Nintendo's always made games. Microsoft's always made software. Kind of makes sense to sort of double down on what you're really good at if everyone's coming to you anyway.
Yeah, but no Last Guardian.
No
Horizon. Zero Dawn.
Nope.
We did get some look at some PlayStation VR stuff though.
Yeah, let's talk about VR. There was several games shown off today.
Yeah, and there were actually a few more that were revealed on the PlayStation blog kind of simultaneously. Some of those I actually wish were shown off on the big screen. There's one that I saw. It's a game where you play as a foreign exchange student who is a scuba diver, and you are in a school of dolphins. And as everyone knows, dolphins are really smart, and so the way the game works is you have to look at their tests and copy their ansers.
I'm not making this up.
That's not a joke. That's the premise of the game.
Sounds really good.
As we learned again today, and we'll see pretty much forever, VR does not demo well.
No.
It is a show-stopping and not in the best way of use of that word. VR feels like 2015's Wonder Book, in that when you can put it in a conference, it is automatically going to stop everything from all the anticipation and momentum that the conference has going, and just pull it back. That sort of Tron VR demo thing you saw.
It's picking the most tropey, stereotypical look at what people. I mean, it looks like an imitation of a tech demo. Like it's so kind of. You made a joke while we're in there that all of the PlayStation VR launch games were developed in the movie Grandma's Boy. Like, they seem very kind of generic for the most part.
It's kind of generic. This is a video game. It looks like something from a movie where somebody that knows nothing about video games tries to interpret a video game. Now, granted, it's probably cool once you put this helmet on and you get in there and you look around.
It's cool, but it doesn't display well.
This is just a video of a guy standing on stage wearing a helmet, waving his arms in the air. And the thing about that is he's controlling the camera with his head, which probably makes perfect sense inside here for him personally. But for everyone else watching, it just looks like a very kind of herky-jerky camera moving around.
So no announcement of price.
Nope.
Or release date.
Nothing. So we still don't have anything tangible to look forward to. You can't just go in and put money down on this thing and start pre-ordering it. We don't know what this is going to be yet. VR is basically it's like the 6th grade school dance where there's a bunch of people waiting on one side and one of them has to make a move and get up and go talk to the girls. And no one knows how to do that yet. No one's announced a price. No one's announced a release date. We're all just sort of waiting for somebody to make the first move. And it wasn't Sony today.
Yeah, more and more games keep being announced for VR.
Yeah.
We don't know when we'll get to play them.
Now,
it's really weird.
Here's an idea. How cool would it be? How sensible would it be if the PlayStation VR shipped with a bunch of games? Like they were like, hey, there's a suite of things for you to play with to really. So you don't have that further buyer's remorse if I went out and spent $60 on something to go with this thing I don't even know if I want.
I'm totally with you on that. Like PlayStation's done bundles in the past, but they don't really do a lot of launch game pack-ins. Even the PSP came with a UID of like movie trailers to be like, you can watch movies on this thing, but it wasn't like this is what a game feels like. That's the best way to do it. You open up the box, there's experiences waiting for you there already. You don't have to go on a store and pick anything. It's already there. I think that's really smart.
Pretty exciting if there was like a PlayStation VR Wii Sports, basically.
Yeah, and I think it's a good way of sort of offsetting what we assume to be a very high price for something they can throw in a couple digital codes and sweeten the package a little bit.
Yep.
They did show Res Infinite coming to PlayStation VR.
Again, something that does not look good when you show it off on a big screen. I'm sure that's really cool when you put it on.
Good to know that's coming. People love that game.
Yeah, it's really cool to see something that was so aligned with the PlayStation brand for so long kind of make a return. We've seen games like this. Like there was a couple games for the Kinect that were sort of like attempting to recreate moments like this. But Rez is the king or queen of this kind of stuff. Child of Light, that was the one.
That was the one. Which is the same. Is that the same guy that did Rez?
Yeah.
I remember right.
Yeah, it looks really cool. Looks like the Move controller is going to be the new Rez vibrator in some way. This suit was actually lighting up.
I missed that.
The suit was lighting up to the game. We don't know if it's going to be bundled. If you can get this, you kind of need this. Like this is going to be one of those things.
That's a requirement.
If one of your friends walks in and you are wearing the helmet and that suit and holding the Move controller, and they are still friends with you after that, hang on to those friends.
You know, throughout this conference, there were some things I did appreciate. From a kind of cultural angle, they had those black and white clips of the old man like yelling about kids getting off his lawn, which felt so much like early '90s or mid '90s Sony marketing,
or old Sega marketing.
Exactly, and then the Res VR stuff and the guy in the light suit. I'm like, this kind of looks like a press conference from 2000.
Yeah,
and I don't know if that's good, but I like it.
Well, we've noticed in the last few years that Sony's really pinned down their nostalgic demographic, right? And I think for the longest time that was something Nintendo owned. Where like the 80s were Nintendo and they were about video games and they could pull out old sprites of Mario and stuff like that. But through the last few years, we've seen that anyone that grew up with a PlayStation is now nostalgic for those franchises and those characters. We saw them in PlayStation All-Stars. We saw that whole advertising campaign where all those guys were hanging out at a bar. PlayStation characters are here to stay, and it's cool to see them call back to an era where it all began.
You know, that guy came out in a Crash Bandicoot shirt.
That was
a cheap shot.
Yeah, where is that?
I don't know.
Where's Crash?
Who owns Crash Band? It's kind of a toss-up with Activision of Vivendi, I think.
You read the story about how they tried to put him in the new Tony Hawk game, but couldn't, right?
Yeah, because he's too top-heavy, falls off the board.
That's right. He can't skateboard. Can't put a Bandicoot on a skateboard.
Ubisoft had Eagle Flight.
Yeah.
I'm so down.
You play as an eagle?
I'm so down.
Yeah.
Like, I was just playing Just Cause, and I'm like, that's a fun game because you can fly. You know what flies?
Eagles.
Birds.
Fly over Paris 50 years after humans have left the city.
Wow. Why did they leave? Paris is wonderful. should stay. It's really nice.
Look at those deer.
Includes a single-player mode as well as 2 multiplayer modes, up to 6 players.
Yeah, this is really beautiful. It remains to be seen sort of what the gameplay is aside from, like, it feels a little Superman 64 right now in terms of just like you're racing through specific checkpoints or areas, but if you can land and start eating worms or all the other things that eagle, I don't know what else. I feel like an eagle should eat something better than a worm.
Yeah,
he's our national bird.
You should probably be able to get snakes.
I mean,
at least.
Yeah, they got a nice giraffe in there. Good little Last of Us throwback.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's one of those things. If you're controlling it with your head, it's probably way more exciting.
Yeah.
Like I mean, you watch somebody play Tetris, that doesn't look fun, but it is.
Once you're in there, yeah.
What do you guys think about Gollum or Golem? Not sure how it's pronounced.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
I'm not negative on it.
I can't really tell like what it is or what to expect.
Yeah, that's the thing about these press conferences is we get a lot of announcements that are sort of muted, and you don't go, well, that sucks or that's amazing, but sort of, well, that exists. I mean, I'm pretty cool with it. Like, you know, it looks like a video game, but I love golems. This is definitely more of the. It's one of those scenarios
so they're
where
showing her she's controlling the golem.
And I kind of wish we didn't know all that. Like it's sort of like when we first heard about Assassin's Creed and we found out about the twist of that you're actually in the present day in a tomb or whatever.
Yeah.
But this is like I would rather just play as a golem. You know, I don't really need that sort of like.
Would you rather play as a 100-foot robot playing golf?
Hell yeah, I would. Those robots don't give a hell. They don't give a hell about that city, by the way, or a heck, or a poop. I can't
This looks
say.
awesome. Like a VR, like I mean, a golf game is whatever. 100-foot giant robot destruction golf game in VR, made by the guys
running
who
up
did
buildings that are falling over. Oh, and fighting other robots.
Well, this marks a good time for a console, right? Like I feel like the PS4 is just strong enough now and selling enough that you can take risks with weird stuff like this.
Yeah.
This is the kind of stuff that you used to see like back in the N64 era, where like a team would work on this for a year and it wouldn't sell well.
This is hella Blast Core.
Yeah.
Also very Evangelion too.
Yeah, it's really cool. It looks fun and goofy, and I mean I don't care about golf, but I love robots.
But yeah,
and I love 100 feet.
I also love golf video games, like Mario Golf.
Yeah.
I loved Hot Shots Golf.
Golf is one of those things where I will never watch it, but golf games are really fun. I'm totally with you on that.
Yep.
Sure. And Ace Combat 7 also announced for
some VR stuff for that too.
Is that going to be a VR only game?
I doubt it.
I doubt it. Yeah, I would say that's going to be. I mean, there aren't really a ton of VR exclusives right now. But I'm sure this is going to look awesome. You know, in first person flying around by yourself.
It makes sense. Flight simulator games.
I'm really curious to see what happens there once the PlayStation VR is out in the wild and we have third-party games that have like that VR component that hopefully isn't like required, you know, but kind of like how some games like Heavy Rain with PlayStation Move support, pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know, it's just kind of tacked on there. Like Killzone had Move support, but like.
Sure, you mean like something it's like totally playable on its own, but adding VR adds this sort of extra layer of depth. To it.
I like to pull it out or whatever. You know,
yeah, because I feel like if they start splitting the market and making things that are VR only, it's gonna get dirty pretty quick.
One of our viewers, David, asks, "What was your highlight of the show?"
Ni no Kuni 2.
Ni no Kuni.
Yeah,
Ni no Kuni 2.
That looks really gorgeous. The Uncharted 4 stuff looks really awesome. I was most surprised at like. My highlight was kind of watching the excitement of the crowd, like especially when they announced that Final Fantasy VII was on PS4 today.
Yeah.
Especially because that's a room full of people who won't be able to play that today.
There's a ton of that. There's a lot of stuff that's coming out on Vita that's like now. Like
I think we're actually gonna have a list on IGN later today of all the things that you can play right now on your PS4.
Yeah.
Vita was mentioned quite a few times.
Yeah,
I think
a lot of games come to Vita.
At least 9 times.
Yeah. My highlight of the show was Duck Game coming to PS4.
Hell
Which was weird because I've been wanting that all year long.
Duck Game is so much fun.
Right? So,
again, one of those games like Tetris. Looks real bad when you watch people play it, but you get in there.
So fun.
Yeah, and like spoilers for the way we do things here, but we all watched the conference in the other room, and there's a whole bunch of us crowded around the TV. And right before anything like that was even indicating that, Damon gets up and he's like, "I hope it's Duck Game." And a second later, it's like Duck Game. It's
like, yes, finally.
There it is.
Yeah. Single player, multiplayer brawler game, but it's only been on PC, and it's not ideal to try to crowd my friends around my PC. So
it's kind of
on the couch playing the game on a console.
It's Smash Brothers with shotguns and ducks.
It's a little bit of worms in there too. It's very stupid.
Yeah.
Man, I'm excited to go play some of these games. You know, I think it's really cool that Sony knows that like this could have been a lot shorter. You know, this could have been much more brief, but they didn't treat it like a trade show press conference. This was pretty much a lot of stuff for fans. Like they were like, hey, here's some stuff you probably want to see. And if you're not able to actually see it in person at this convention, good news because there's a bunch of stuff that's coming to the PlayStation Store. So people who are watching on their PlayStations at home, they get to take advantage of that. And that's a luxury you don't have at like, at PAX necessarily or at E3 or anything like that. So.
Yeah, these press conferences used to be really long, but they used to, like we said in the pre-show, like a third of them used to be sort of that victory lap of here's how many sales we made. Sony didn't really do a lot of that today, although they have plenty to brag about. They just decided not to.
Yeah, that's true. We did get some new Destiny news.
Yep.
After all, Destiny Sparrow Racing League was announced.
That's
You're
awesome.
gonna race on those speeder bikes.
That's really cool. I think
it looks great.
Yeah, I hope that comes to Battlefront next. That'd be really cool.
Yeah. That's, I think, available on Tuesday. It's free for anyone who owns the Taken King. Race on Mars or Venus, and they said for 3 weeks, so it sounds like it's only like a limited time
It's
event.
kind of bittersweet. I don't know why they do that. You know?
Well, there's like there's gear that you can get exclusively through it, so you're probably gonna want to get in there and win as many races as you can before this is gone forever. But you know, with these things, I feel like it'll be popular enough that it'll come back permanently eventually.
Yeah.
But it looks really gorgeous, man. Like you know, my thing with this game is that I know I would lose 150 hours to it, and that's exactly why I'm not playing it. It's one of those rare things where I'm like, this is totally my style, and if I touch this, I'm going to get divorced. But I can't, so I have to walk away. I have to just stay with the ring in my hand.
One of our viewers, Victor, points out, still no PSN name change.
Yeah, not yet at least. I mean, the day is young, the weekend is young.
Yeah.
Shuhei Yoshida wasn't even there on stage in any capacity, so maybe he has some announcements for later on. Yeah, I've been bummed about that. I've been playing a lot of Battlefront and getting to sort of interact with the more colorful names that the PlayStation community has to offer.
Yeah.
We got to change some of those names. Some of them are real bad.
I mean, it's worth pointing out there still are a ton of panels coming out of this for the next couple days. There's the good old guys that Kind of Funny are going to be doing big panels. So you know, I'm sure there's more announcements to come.
Yep.
So Max, you say you're excited for Ni no Kuni 2.
Yeah.
We can pull up that trailer here.
Yeah, Ni no Kuni.
You were a fan of the first game?
So yeah, the first game, sadly I never finished it. It was one of those ones where like it's a massive, long ass JRPG. It's level 5. The guys who do you know, Professor Layton and the more recent Dragon Quest stuff, and working with Studio Ghibli, who do the best cartoons ever made. And it's just beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful game. There's no Ghibli branding on this at all, but I think that it's got the same look. It's got the same composer. I think some of the same character designers. But the idea is it's pretty much super magical Pokemon. Like you're a little wizard who gets familiars, and they're like these funny little animals you feed cakes to. So it definitely has like a little bit of Pokemon going on for it. Really just incredibly charming world. You know, like it's, you know, there's some action and adventure there, but like none of it is gritty. It's all just very pleasant to be in.
Yeah.
So
the art direction is gorgeous. I think like seeing this trailer in comparison to some of the other stuff we saw today, it's just kind of amazing to think about where we are artistically in 2015. Just the sort of wide variety of things that we saw, from Uncharted to Robot Golf to Ni no Kuni, which looks completely animated. These are all coming to the same platform. You know, it's insane. That's where we are in 2015.
Yep.
Well, Sony closed out the show with Paragon from Epic Games. Not the strongest way to close the show, I don't think. I'm actually not super familiar with this game, but we can pull up the footage. This is another hero shooter, like Battleborn and Overwatch. Is that right?
Yeah.
They're all sort of in the same family of games.
Yeah, this conference kind of ended like this season of The Walking Dead, where it just stopped. Like there was a lot going on, and there was a lot of unanswered questions, and then it just stopped. But yeah, this is like really beautiful looking. I don't know if I'm going to play it particularly, but I love the sort of mix between this kind of futuristic Tron cyborg world and all this mossy, overturned dystopia stuff. Like it's really, really pretty.
Yeah, I'm kind of worried about the rise of the hero shooter.
Yeah.
Like we've got Battleborn, we've got Overwatch, we've got this. You know, we've got For Honor from Ubisoft, and like the thing is, they are fundamentally, you know, multiplayer games.
Yeah.
And they're not the kind of multiplayer game where you can kind of screw around because they're simple. Like they're very, you know, they rely a lot on the balance of who's playing as what characters and classes and all that. And you need an audience and you need a user base to really make that work. So
yeah, no, you're totally right.
If one of these falls short, then it's kind of like, who are you going to play with?
Yeah, I think people are going to land on one and just kind of stick with it in the same way they did with MMOs a few years back. There was that huge, like, that dawn of the MMO that led to this era where everything was an MMO, and now very few games are MMOs. So I think hero shooters are kind of the next big wave of stuff like that. And like everything, there's going to be winners and there's going to be losers.
Yeah. We have a few minutes left in our post-show coverage from Sony's PlayStation Experience keynote. If you have any final thoughts, questions, tweet them at me at DameZero. Yaz says, he asks, was anything missing from the show you guys thought was going to be announced? I think there's several things. I really thought they would give us more info on the new God of War.
Yeah, still nothing on that.
Last year, David Jaffe revealed Drawn to Death.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there's nothing about that this year.
Wasn't it playable at some recent, was it Gamescom or
thought so.
something?
Yeah,
It was
so
one of those-
they've been play testing that pretty hardcore recently. So it made us think that this is something that was going to happen soon. We were actually sort of thinking behind the scene this might be a stealth launch for the end of the year. Like we might be able to play this as soon as tomorrow or whatever. But completely absent and no God of War, so nothing on quiet on both of those fronts.
Yeah,
very surprising.
What do you think we're supposed to take away from the keynote presentation today?
Well, to me, it sounds like they're still not ready to blow the doors off of VR, but they are excited about what's going to be playable with it. PS4 is obviously a no-brainer to buy at this point. A year or two ago, I would have told you, wait and see. Right now, it's not only amazing with tons of exclusive games and great third-party stuff, but it's also pretty much future-proofed for the next few years. It seems like if you're going to get something for Christmas, get a PS4. There's going to be a lot of stuff to plan up for a while. And Vita, not totally dead yet.
Yeah,
still
lots
got a few little punches left in it.
It's kind of bittersweet. I think the Vita, it started off as this AAA handheld thing, and it wound up being this little portable indie machine.
Yeah.
And it's cool that we're still getting games, even if they've come out for a bunch of other systems, that they're showing up on Vita too. I have a Vita. I like that. That makes me happy. If you get a PSN gift card for Christmas, this is cool because it's kind of like that Toys R Us catalog you used to get as a kid. You're like, oh, here's little things that I want to spend my Christmas money on, So
also, no mention of No Man's Sky.
I'm really okay with
Which
that.
is, I realize we've seen a lot of that game.
Put it back in the oven and let it finish cooking.
I'm just used to them let's bring out No Man's Sky.
Yeah, it feels like you're totally right. It's like it's actually like at this point it's tradition to just roll out another No Man's Sky trailer. I think the thing now is we know release date and we know pretty much what we're going to be doing in it. We saw a very extensive demo last time around, so now we wait. Yeah, we wait and fingers crossed.
Ladies and gentlemen, sorry, go ahead.
We go down the street to check out more.
Yeah,
because it's just right around the corner from us.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Our post-show coverage is about to end, but we will be bringing you much more coverage from PlayStation Experience all weekend long because it's right down the street, just like Max said.
And if you're in town, say hi. We're friendly.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you for joining us today. It's been a really strong year for Sony.
Yeah.
Had several conferences throughout the year, lots of really strong announcements and moments. So I'd say 2015, really strong year for Sony.
Great year for video games, period.
Yes, in general, yeah.
Yep.
And everything else.
Thanks for joining us today. Stay tuned for everything.
Everything else.
Stay tuned for lots more from PlayStation Experience here at IGN all weekend long.